Boosius presents Freak City, as it shows up on screen right there. You're 66 of 92. We were going to go somewhere different. Did I want to do Accelerating Sky? I don't think I did. We'll come back to the Accelerated Sky. I want to check out the lower left quadrant. Did I do this one? I don't know if I did. Inchresting Inchworms. That's not even a level, is it? No, and then there's this in the middle here that I don't want to do. Wait. Will stop the rain? Which one? Is this the Wiggler level? No. Oh, this is a different gimmick that I was having trouble doing. Hold L to activate your sticky clothes, which let you stay in the air. Okay, well, this is good of a thing as any. I'm not sure how this helps. What's up, Boosius? Thanks for the good luck. Like, how? I can't even get them. What is this object here? Let me read the message box again. Oh, run place. That was the trick. I forgot that's how that works. Can you even stop falling by holding L in midair? And it's icy. That's what I remember now. Is this solid? That's solid. I guess the goal is like fling myself over this wall. It wasn't enough. I needed more electricity. Oh, I guess I can also just hang out mid-air forever, can't I? Once I've built up my speed. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I can stay out forever, so it's not a time-limited thing, as I was thinking. Like, that was the right thing to do, kind of. Just need to fling myself better. This is a 3-star. I should be able to do this. Assuming I don't get hit there. Anyway. Can I just gun that for that? No. Oh, there's stuff up there. Planning on making a pull playthrough type of this hack. It's going to be a long one. Oh, I bet. I bet. I mean, technically speaking, that's what I'm doing as well. Just more convoluted. That lava lotus is not my friend. Maybe here instead? Yeah, this is a safe spot. Cool, I made it somewhere. Now what? What's with these, like... What is with this object? What does that object mean? Oh, it's a P. Oh, balls. It's supposed to be an... Oh, it's supposed to be an L button? Oh, I definitely misread that entirely. It looks like a B. As long as it's intentionally there, that's all I care about. No. Looks more like an R button to me, kind of. I don't know. Maybe my notion of what a controller button should look like is weird. Wait, don't do that. Just always land on it. That's fine. This is just strategy. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of YouTube chore stuff recently. I'm caught up entirely on both QLDC and the 48-hour contest from last year. Those are all done, including thumbnails, descriptions, titles, blah, 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 blah. To be fair, some of the thumbnails are lackluster. I mean, some of the descriptions are really lackluster. But GBA. No. I'm caught up. Simply put, I've got all of the ones that I've played up and sitting there ready to go on YouTube. That's what caught up means. I've done the work behind the scenes. I mean, I'm caught up on QLDC just in general. Like, I've played levels. Whatchamacallits. Why did I die there? I'm stupid. Feels good to be up to speed for once. Yeah, something like that. How you doing, Fries? Now that I'm done with the 48-hour thing, I'm starting to work on Babe's U. And then after that is Baldur's Gate, because I still have no idea what to do with Baldur's Gate. But I've at least been making progress. My ready, like, playlist on YouTube, because of the way it works, has like 67 videos in it right now, or 65 or something insane like that. And really, it's just QLDC, 48-hour level design contest, and when I played Necronomicon Pinball. Because that's the only, like, really weird, small thing that was sitting there, and if I didn't get QLDC started quickly enough, that would have been the backup video for one of the days, supposed to the Toho card game. I was debating Toho card game instead today, but I felt like it was a Mario day still, even after all of this Marioing. Like I said, we're making progress. Not again. And not right there, clearly. Wait for it. Do I need P-Speed here? That's not what that means. Okay. Oh, it's an auto-scroller! Ah, crap, that means I have to test that. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, I see. Oh, this is evil. Awesome and evil. Moon! I can't believe I'm not dead. I can't believe I succeeded it. Also, how you doing, Fries? Okay, there was a question about that level, unfortunately for me, which means I have to play it again. Actually, I'm just gonna ask right out, did you apply the patch to make it so you can't... Oh, actually, wait a second. Wait a second. No, this is probably already answered, isn't it? Right, let me just get into a position to try this. Nope, no RLR scrolling. Brilliant, I don't have to care anymore. That is one of those, like, moderation things that comes up from time to time. You must make sure it doesn't break with LR scrolling. And there's no LR scrolling! So I don't have to worry about that. Alright, how do I get to a level I haven't beaten yet? I do not want... That's not in the cards right now, not quantum tunneling. I think I beat the ghost house, I'll have to check. Here we go, here's some levels. Here's a level I haven't beaten. Was it good enough? Crustaceous Canyon. All good, a bit sad as Risky Fondue is going back home after being here for, like, a few weeks. Oh, nice. I have this vague feeling something's not working. Oh, there it is. Doo-doo-doo. No rocks. Bad moon arising. Wait. Don't do that. I might be saving the hardest ones for last. I mean, the ones that I currently have on my, like, I don't want to do it are the Triclide Auto-Scroller and the Quantum Tunneling and... What was the other one that I was doing? I can never pick up these dang rocks. Funny enough, this song does actually proc on YouTube. Yeah, it must have been nice to have someone visit for a bit, and then sad they have to go home. Where does Risky Fondue, like, vaguely live? Like, more... like, mainlandy type Europe? I mean, Sweden's not exactly not mainland, but you know what I mean. Do love me some CCR. In for nasty weather. But yeah, YouTube's YouTube stuff will actually pick this song up in its MIDI form here. Never actually caused me any problems because I don't actually like do monetization, but I just think it's funny when you've got these ports that are apparently good enough to be recognized. And of course, the irony of having an issue of copyright with John Fogerty's music is always hilarious to me. Oh, he's yellow now. Are yellow shell crabs better? I kind of wonder if I should just, like, keep going to see what happens when I reach the end. It's bound to take your life. There's a bathroom on the right. Yeah, I think... Oh, hey, there's a moon. Oh, no, I didn't get the moon! 2 or 3 copyright claims. Don't know if this is one of them. As the copyright issue, some things never change. It's true. Sup, Uncle Sage? Nope. The immediate crab on my head. Yeah, and I'll tackle some of the harder ones. I just wanted to wander around and take a look at the map, see what I've got left, because I've got 63 done now. I have to check. I did a few hard ones last time. But yeah, John Fogerty once got sued in court by his old record label for sounding too much like himself. So he got up on stand, played guitar to demonstrate the difference between... It was Run Through the Jungle in another song. I don't remember what the other one was. This was after CCR had broken up. Of course, what's really funny about CCR is for being one of the best southern rock groups of all time, they were all from California. Goes to show you there was something in the water over there. But yeah, Bad Moon Arising is also very famous for having one of those, is it Mondegreens? Famously misheard lyrics. Instead of Bad Moon on the Rise, Bathroom on the Right. A bit like Smoke on the Water. Is it Come and Kiss This Guy instead of Come and Kiss the Sky? That kind of thing. Ow. Crab Moon Rising because of this. I like it. Yeah, I don't encounter this port very often. I think last time I encountered it was during the previous QLDC. One of the levels was basically retellings of Aesop's Fables. There was no gameplay, just straight up, here's some, like, scenes as if we're making a storybook out of SMW. And the person who made that used Bad Moon Rising in the Grasshopper and Ant one. Because it's Aesop's Fables. You've got the guy of the classics, Grasshopper and the Ant. I want to say the Sour Grapes, Tortoise and the Hare, that kind of thing. Retold with various Mario creatures. There was one I'd not heard. It was like the Horse and the Deer. Was one I wasn't familiar with. Oh, that's a green crab. This is questionable. This isn't QLDC. This is Freak City. That's a different thing entirely. I was kind of tired in terms of, like, the energy it would take to do QLDC levels, because, like, when you're doing judging, you need to write stuff, and I was just feeling lazy that way. So, I didn't. I didn't prepare anything else today, so one of those classic, I guess I'll just moderate a hack. You know, the hack that's on my list to moderate. Not to mention, I have other ulterior motives for this, but I can't reveal them at this point in time. Clearly horrible ulterior motives, by the way. Nothing good here. No, probably something good here. We'll see. There we go. He's green again. He's very environmental. Oh, God. I forgot I'm in a tiny room. With rocks. We made it. Can I catch the balls again as they fall? I don't know, actually. I don't know. That's another one down. Oh, 68. I'm doing better than I thought. Much harder? How was it much harder? Like, what was the mechanic that was making it more difficult? Let's see, where else can I find levels? There's still a lot of them somewhere. Down here? Nope. 3 extra hits? Yeah, at, like, green crab speed, I appreciate that you nerfed that. Oh, I never take this pipe. Let's take this pipe. That's where I could find some levels. Floating stones. What? Oh, it's one of these levels. Okay. What's the premise of Freak City? It's a hack that has a lot of little gimmicks. And relatively small levels. So like this gimmick is climbing on rocks. That's it. I took a shortcut. It is Boosius, who as you can see is also in chat. That's his hack. Or their hack. It's a very contemplative level. But there's not a lot of plot beyond that. I need to beat 80 levels to see the ending. But since I'm moderating, I'm going to go and try to run the full Monty of all of them, which will include some things that would definitely be more in the QLDC realm. Right, okay, so I can't just, I have to do it that way. In the QLDC realm, like the thing that has the weird rotational momentum mechanics that I should go back and try some more. And the Triclide auto-scroller where you're riding a thing on a disco shell. There's lots of sprite stacks. Ow. Freak City is a city on a small island in the center of a bigger island. There be freaks. There you go. Straight from the horse's mouth. Apparently, in Catalan, there's a saying, or Calistian, I forget. There's a saying that if someone calls you a horse once, you call them an asshole. If someone calls you a horse twice, you punch him in the mouth. If someone calls you a horse 3 times, you acquaint yourself with the saddle market. Which is to say, I'm not really sure it's not rude to say straight from the horse's mouth when you're talking to someone in chat. But yeah, like I said, I spent a lot of time working on the thumbnails and stuff. I'm at the point where I'm like getting annoyed at Pinta sometimes, because it just does weird stuff. Like what I'd really love is to like load up an ancient version of Photoshop and just run it in Wine instead of dealing with this stuff. Like Photoshop 9 would be fine. I don't have need of a lot of complicated Photoshop things. In fact, I was looking today into loading up Visual Studio 2008. I decided 2008 was a reason. I guess I should do this almost legitimately once. For a project I want to do pretty quick here. Something for C3, but I'm like, you know what? Why not go for something that would support all the way back to .NET 2? Like, I don't need any of .NET 3's features for this. There's no value of 3 or North for what I'm doing. It'd be kind of fun and, you know, a little nostalgic to go back to an older Visual Studio. Dang it. So we'll see. We'll see if it gets done. It's not a very complicated thing. I've already built it once. I just need to port chunks of it over from Python to C#. Because I just need to redo a few bits. But the rest of it's not that bad. And then there's some issues I need to deal with respect to SA1, which I don't really have a good answer for. What's up, Noah? How you doing? Mentioned earlier in the stream, I decided to see why SA1 loading was so dang slow, and spent some time in the profiler, and came to the conclusion, I don't know. Level got easier due to its placement of the overworld? Oh, because the speed at which they throw hammers is dependent upon being on the overworld versus a submap? Is that the case? There we go. They're a lot slower. Yes! Okay, I was right. It's such an odd little behavior, the submap versus main map thing. And it's something that people who are making, like, compilation hacks have to worry about. Like, did someone build this level when they were testing Yoshi's Island 1? Or somewhere in the Donut Plains? Like, it makes a difference for a non-trivial number of things. Hammer Brothers. Moles are the ones that come to mind. The behavior of the jumpy moles is slightly different in... why do I do that? It's so much easier just to go through the gap. Is different on submaps versus main map. Did it again. Most of your levels were on Yoshi's Island and moved to the main world. Then when you move them to their own submaps, you know some changes. I mean, it is a weird foot gun. There's a few of those in SMW. Rewrote your Markov bot and go, nice. Works amazingly better than Python. Okay, cool. I mean, I'm surprised that, like, either of them wouldn't work very well. Unless you're, like, rolling your own IRC stuff, I suppose. IRC is not a complicated protocol, so, you know, if you wanted to, it's not an unreasonable choice. Every once in a while I've been tempted to rip out the IRC bot dependency I have for my bots, and then I'm like, oh god, that would take so much work. If I was going to do any major rewrite, it would probably be finally putting the work in to move it over to Python 3. All of my bot stuff is written in Python 2 and would be a nightmare to transport over because I don't care about the difference. Like, strings and bytes are equivalent. Python 2 was clunky? Huh. I find that some of Python's greatest skills really are in managing data structures that sit in dictionaries and string manipulation. Like, if I have to do a lot of string manipulation, there's no language I want to be in more than Python, because it's just simple and reasonable. To be fair, though, I also misuse the regular expression library constantly. There we go. I was looking at my code for SA1 loading and found a bit where I'm using regular expressions to find a byte sequence. Oh, hello. Oh, that was the last jump. Only during streams that stream a lot, instead of lurking like 50 streams that are offline. Huh. Was it the amount of paths? Yeah! I was trying to think what this reminds me of. Because it's not, like... Actually, I know what this reminds me of. It reminds me of, like, Knit Stories levels. One of these days I need to play Knit on stream. Some of the old Niflus standbys that are really good. I should see if that one works okay in Wine. Because it's such a good little game. Though I guess not anytime soon. Like, I'm not traveling anytime soon. Dang it. I enjoy the freedom. I am enjoying the freedom. Yeah, changing your source of stuff is probably smart instead of using older channels. I don't know, I've never been a big fan of Go, but my beefs with it tend to be pretty obscure. One of them, the early ones, was the 32-bit builds would emit the frame pointer, and I am not for that optimization. Go now does not emit the frame pointer, which is very lovely. The thing is, the frame pointer is basically pointless unless you have to attach a debugger to what you're doing, at which point it becomes critical and important. And so it basically meant that if you had code that was being called from somewhere else, you would not be able to get good stack traces in GDB for a long time. They finally just decided to re-up the stack pointer, or frame pointer. There we go. Forgot. Oh, web, UI, and API. Oh, nice. Oh. Missed the shortcut. Oh, what else is in the stack? CLDC should be coming soon. I think I'm at a point where I can get away and say that, because I've turned in all of my homework for that. Started work on a couple of the... to update the YouTube descriptions and everything for that. Still waiting on the final spreadsheet and release so that I can do it without worrying I'll get anything wrong. But I'm not planning on changing any scores at this point. Sometimes when there's like ties and stuff, people want to change scores just to untie things. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'd rather just give two people second or third or what have you than break the tie just for the sake of breaking it. So I never do that. But some people care a lot about it, and I don't care enough to care about them doing that. So I don't think it'll happen. But I looked at the results, and the preliminary results, and I'm pretty happy with what I see. Couple surprises, but nothing too egregious. It's always kind of weird when you see a level where you're like, I didn't care for that at all, or I don't really see the point of this level, and then everyone else actually really loved it. There was at least one level that... There were a few levels that had some weirdness with regards to that, but I can't say too much until, you know, we actually release the scores. Oh, dang it. I forgot what I was doing there and tried to run for it. Wanted to get the brass ring. Other things I'm caught up on. Oh, whoa, hello. What? It insists upon itself. It never gets quite that pretentious. Like, I had one level that I thought was kind of that other judges liked quite a bit. And I had some actual, like, logistical issues with it. Like, it crashed on me. I guess that didn't happen to them. When I say it crashed on me, I mean, like, legitimately, I went and checked and took off all of my weird SA1 stuff and tried it again and did the exact same stuff over. But it didn't end up mattering. It still ended up with the same bug, and I do wonder if just they didn't do the thing I did. There's at least one where I know that I liked a level probably more than anyone else did. Definitely put it on my judges' awards list. I just need to run there. I don't know why I turned back. It's almost relaxing in a way. I went to use a piece of Python software the other day. After beating Lunacy, I was looking at stuff and was like, you know, maybe I can extract some, like, of the graphics from this just to see what they look like. And I found a Sega or Saturn common graphic format extractor thing in Python. It was like, okay, cool, I'm going to use this. And that required Easy GUI, which I'd never heard of. And after struggling to try to get the appropriate packages to install on macOS for a while, I eventually looked at how it was using it and realized, oh, it's barely using it at all. So I can just ignore it. I just hard-coded a couple strings and bam, it was done. Music helps with that feel. It definitely does. It definitely does. 69! The pipe that leads. Oh, what's up, Cheshire Creeper? Thanks for GG's, peeps. Hey, it's the title screen. I want the mushroom. Hey, it's a cat. You a talkie-type cat? This is the gate. This pipe will reject us if we can't prove ourselves. Oh, 50 exits? That should be enough to break the pipe spell. Oh. So this is where I'd go if I wanted to complete the world, I guess. Let's see where this goes. Takes me to a level. With the hand. And that one track from Jump. That one overworld. The special world, I believe. This doesn't have to be like the last level, does it? I thought I needed 80 instead of 50. Oh, hello. Well, they're headless. That explains why they have fewer hit points. Ooh, a moon. I love moon. By fruit, spike, and moon. Oh, a pipe. I can go back. There's 7 levels here. Ah, okay. This is not a talking cat. Oh. It seems the power is lost from the pipe. There's no going back that way. Luckily, this cannon could shoot us straight past the city gate. See you on the other side, Mario. Good to hear I can go back. Or, I can clip into this pipe. That's always a thing that's funny. It doesn't matter, but I'll put a marker down. It's the final world. 80. This is for a bonus thing? Okay. Cannon ready. Target confirmed. Freak City, dead ahead. "70 exits. Flock of seagulls, haircut, and only one nostril." Well, that explains where a non-trivial number of exits I was looking for are. Yeah, we'll go back. I don't think I'm ready to tackle it. But now we're off 69 exits, and that was kind of the point of the whole endeavor. Alright, what do we have left on this world? Let's just do a quick sweep up and down. There's the Wiggler area, which I don't have. I think that's that ghost house, maybe? I know I didn't beat the Wiggler level. There's that one. I don't think I've even looked at that. There's that one. There's a cluster over here that I haven't really touched that I need to go into the forest to get to. Let's go to the forest and go to those. Oh, it's the red house is the Wiggler level? Okay. Yeah, my policy was to... Yeah, I definitely beat that one. My policy was to try to make sure I beat the other levels. It's weird that this doesn't have... Oh, it does. It does. Alright, well... God, this level's so weird. The extra B is for bargain. Yeah, it's weird. Wigglers were never meant to do... You were never meant to be this. These poor Wigglers. They never anticipated this would be their lot in life. I think the massive trouble I had with this last time was that I kept trying to do this as a single flow thing without really thinking that I could slow down. And you can kind of slow down in a couple spots. But you definitely want to pre-bonk your Wigglers. Commence to jiggling. What's the other thing I got doing? Got him on Dungeon Crawler Carl. He's definitely trying to wrap up the book. Or not the book, the series. I get the feeling he wants the next book to be the last one. Or maybe I heard at a con that he wanted the 7th book, it would be a 7-book series, but we'll see what happens kind of thing. Could be told, the second Wiggler's never needed. But you just can't separate them. That'd be heartless. I still bonk the I still have to bonk them. It's just the nature of it. But that is funny. It makes the level more aesthetic, having 2 Wigglers, I will say. So you got all of this on ya. I need to get better at that. As you can see, I've retained some muscle memory from when I last played this, somehow. Which, given it was like 2 months ago, is saying something. What my record for like longest moderation ever was? Like how long it took me. Well, yeah, I spent a not sure amount of time playing this the first time around, and like basically, I did come up with some strategies that kind of worked. Just a matter of getting to the point where they would. And like I said, some amount of just muscle memory. The problem I keep having is I end up re-grabbing and then moving right when I needed to land one more time. See there? As long as I remember to like let go and not do that second re-grab. That happened a lot. Well, it happened a lot! From one of those great Whitest Kid You Know sketch. Nail gun / Necronomicon. Where he names all of the horrible things that happened to him in hell. My dick flew open! And my dick split open! And locusts flew out! You've told us. Well, it happened a lot! Every single step, I stubbed my toe! You know, actually, I'd consider this. Will this make a difference? I don't think it does. But aesthetically, it's more fun. Lets me relax certain parts of my head. Dang it. I just to get past that one Wiggler, or one Muncher. Do the 2-3 bop. Oh, really? The Wiggler knows where it is. No, wait, it doesn't actually know where it is. It doesn't know where it isn't. It can't know where it is at all! Wiggler knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. It knows where it wasn't because it knows where it was. By subtracting the two, you get the difference, or deviation. Wait, I usually go right, left, don't I? That regrab. I keep regrabbing on the low bounce instead of getting what I want, which is just bouncing. Oh, whoops. Remember Hotel Mario Wiggler? They're invincible and hit Mario unless you jump on its head. Oh, man. I played Hotel Mario once. I do not remember the Wigglers. I just remember Ho-Terrors. And All Toast is Toast. Toast. Though, to be fair, I learned about All Toast is Toast Toast beforehand. But I did play Hotel Mario on stream once. I borrowed my buddy Squiggle's CDI and tried to play it on that. The CDI is not a very good console. For many reasons. The biggest which is the controllers kind of suck. Because they're really just, like, remote control things. Dang it. Made it to World 3 without warping and learned you could warp. There's warps? Yeah, I would say I got into a similar state. I think I got to World 4, the ice hotels. And, as I was, like, debating whether or not I wanted to continue playing this or something else, like I might have set up a poll, the game crashed. Took me back to the beginning. I'm like, well, that's the end of that chapter. But honestly, that was enough. I still have a CDI. They're extremely specific, like Mario 1 and 2. Like, specific do things in a level, they'll take you somewhere. I always think it'd be like a code you type in. Given the era and sheer number of extra buttons on that controller. Because again, like, what it is it's... Think of, like, a crappy DVD player controller. It's that. Like, you needed directional buttons on a DVD player to do menu stuff. Because the menus themselves were actually a form of programming. And Blu-ray actually made it worse. Blu-ray players were over in Java. Like, I think you can literally just, like, throw Java on Blu-ray discs. And if you get them signed, they'll just run. Random door in level 5? Huh. Just if you happen to skip that door, you don't get warped. Weird. I need to come up with a consistent strategy for this. Maybe just jump a little less high? I don't know. I want to see the other part of the level, please. So, Ruby Gadget. Starts closed, so you have no reason to check it. Ah, okay. That makes sense. The nice thing about this hack in general is yeah, that's what I was going to say, is like, I feel like these levels are short enough that I just need 1 or 2 more runs of the last quality I had. Like, that's one thing about it, is these are hard, but they're manageable. And this is something I kind of like, is the tiny challenge with lots of checkpoints. Tiny and challenging with lots of checkpoints. Aesthetic, that, like, Maddie appreciates in the games that she makes. I might still have it open somewhere. I was reading about Jumper, I think, the game with Ogmo, because, well, I'm familiar with Ogmo from playing, what was it? Untitled Story. Ogmo makes a cameo in a mini-game that you need to beat to do 100% completion. hadn't realized just quite how much there was to it, if that makes sense. It's a nice page somewhere on Maddie's website where you can see, like, design, like, thoughts about the design of that, because it came out in 2004, which is before an awful lot of other infuriating, difficult platformers that we kind of think is historical. I'm not sure Maddie is the progenitor of that particular genre. I'm 80% sure, like, there were other Flash games with weird, evil things happening around then, and especially things like Cat Mario, I want to say, might predate that. Like, Japanese Flash games typically have a high rate of doing something important and then everyone forgetting about it or not wanting to talk about it because there's because the reward for doing well in it was some amount of pornography. Which was actually an interesting note when I was playing 5 Days a Stranger, in the, like, bonus dev interview that came with the more specialized edition. It actually mentioned being inspired by some hentai game, but I forget what the name of it was. Gonna play Thousand Year Door randomizer? Nice. I got distracted by discussing video games. I actually played a game that I looked at and was like, this actually is really fun. It was recommended by a random, well, not a random person I follow on Twitter. He's not random at all. But a Japanese dude who owns the Chirano Museum in Tokyo. I follow him on Twitter because he has interesting stuff going on frequently. Dang it. Also, I visited the museum. It just felt like the right thing to do. But he was like, yeah, look at this interesting game. And I did. It was like Minesweeper, where you could move the tiles, which was interesting. I'm like, you know what? I kind of feel like I should try and port this. But maybe not have the bit where it makes the woman take off her clothes. In this case, the little girl take off her clothes. Not actually pornography, but not something I'd want to be seen playing in public either. Played a hack yesterday called Super Mario Essex. It's your hack of the year. It came out last year. I have also played Super Mario Essex. It is fantastic. I used to have a playthrough on YouTube till Nintendo took it down. It's the only time Nintendo has ever interacted with my channel, thankfully. I thought about protesting and then realized, do I really want them to look closer at my channel? No! So I let them have that one. But yeah, when I played it, had some issues on hardware, and Max actually went and fixed a few of them. And I tested that out not too long ago. I don't know. And other people's playthroughs from around the time are still there. So I don't really know why. And it's not like if some bored dude at Nintendo was looking up, like, hack playthroughs. Like, my channel has a lot of them. Actually, I had a dream the other day that my channel had been taken down for, like, extreme copyright infringement by an AI that was irritatingly friendly about the whole thing. And also it complained about any of my adventures in advergaming streams having too many ads. And I'm like, but that's the point! So, yeah, that was an awesome hack. Cool ASM gimmicks. Fun final boss. Don't see coming. Like, would recommend to anybody. It would be nice if someone made, like, a proper translation. And the funny thing is, that, like, an awful lot of Japanese hacks, just some guy, he just uploaded it to, like, the Japanese image board that is the Japanese community for Mario World. Like, that's it. Like, if something like that was uploaded on SMW Central, like, people would have a lot more stuff going on with it. I was actually looking at older hacks recently for a thing I needed to do. And I was reminded of a really cool hack that I haven't played in a long time. By Maxwell Hacks, who's a Portuguese hacker, I believe? I forget if he's Spanish or Portuguese. But I think he's Portuguese. But it has a lot of cool stuff, like a bunch of, like, Mode 7 bosses. And it's really fun. You play as Link, and you're doing some Legend of Zelda-y things. I actually did there used to be this thing called, like, what was it, like, the 24-hour challenge. It was a speedrunner thing where you'd learn a speedrun in a given day. And so one of the years, the theme was, like, togetherness or something. And you didn't really need to obey the theme or anything, but I basically learned the run at the same time as Hawaluta. We bullshitted on Discord and did other stuff, which was fun. But it was a really cool hack. And what you never really see much at all of, given how cool it is. It uses Mode 0, it uses Mode 7 for bosses, it does a bunch of really cool stuff. But you just don't see much about it. It also is, like most some hack people make trailers for the hacks and they're okay, like whatever. But this one's fantastic because like the dude actually went and made it and then put on a VHS tape and then filmed that. And he's like doing the whole 90s thing, being excited about the technology, like Mode 0 and Quattro Megas. You've played that? Oh, it's so good. I just love the commercial. Quattro Megas. Like, just remember the last time you were excited about something because of the sheer size of it. Most of the time, when some video game is big, I'm like, oh god, it's gonna take forever to download. Which would have been my attitude back in the day, too, to some extent. But now it's like, yes, and the new Modern Warfare is gonna be 10 gigabytes! 100 gigabytes! It might be about a terabyte. Sorry, we're not very good at compressing things. Yeah. Just need that second jump. There's a playthrough, I have a playthrough that's somewhere on YouTube, and I actually also own the speed board for it. Because me and Hawaluta did a race, and he won. I always choke at the last minute in races. And then later he went back and took some of my strategies and synergized them with some of his strategies. I had a really cool, like, death warp strat for one of the levels. You, like, enter with a cape and you do all this stuff and then you die. Because it does save your progress. You need to, like, collect all the dragon coins or, like, 5 keys or something to move on to the next area in that level. Need twice as much free space on your PS5 to update the damn game, so it becomes easier to delete and re-download it. Yep! Precisely. How you doing, Simon? Run going. I'm gonna focus here for a minute. Nope, didn't focus hard enough. I can clip my jump there. I think if I can just clip my jump there, I can get this 90% of the way down better. I can get a jump there. Yeah, the modernity of we can just patch it later is a double-sided beast. I swear, I'm gonna look at the replay. I thought I saw something interesting in blue over there, but I guess not. I should have died there. Dang it. Ugh. There was a fun one I read a long time ago. I forget which game it was, but it was a big, like, huge release. And it had a bug where if you installed it to anywhere other than the expected directory, it would, and then uninstalled it, it would delete your computer. Just straight up nuke your C drive. And so they're like, oh crap, we have to fix this because this is bad. And what they managed to do, and maybe I'm getting two stories mixed up here, but basically they realized that whenever they download the EULA, because they had, for some reason, in their launcher, would download the EULA again so you could look at it. It had a buffer overflow. So they buffer overflowed themselves to update their uninstaller. I think I found a strat there that works a lot better than what I was doing. Which is just kind of funny, exploiting yourself. Oh, I should have just gone for it. Oh, it's like it's only a lawsuit. It probably was, but like most Clash of Action lawsuits, you have a chance of getting like $1 or like 3 Blockbuster rentals or whatever. Like class action lawsuits just kind of suck for people who aren't in the first group. I got a message that I was in a class action lawsuit. I forget what it even was, and I looked at it, I'm like, okay, so if I did want to claim it, oh, I'm already too late. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I got the piece of mail telling me I was in the class, like, the same day it expired. It's like, if you want to get something, you need, and you think you're deserving, you could write a thing, you could write a letter to the judge. I'm like, nah. But I was part of the Blockbuster lawsuit because of the late fee calculation stuff. And I got 3 free Blockbuster rentals. It was one of the most whoop-de-doo moments of my life. You kind of miss Blockbuster. The experience of walking in and renting a movie is superior to Netflix. Like, people say, oh, no, it's just nostalgia. No, it's not. It's the fact that you have to pick something and you are going to watch it. You know? There's a time limit. You can only mill around so long in a friggin' Blockbuster before you get bored. But there's none of this, like, oh, let's look at these lists of things that they have on Netflix and try to find something to watch. And then kind of dither on it. And then once you have it in your hand from Blockbuster, you're going to watch the damn movie. You're going to watch it all the way to completion unless it's one of the worst movies you've ever seen. For instance, me and my brother, who occasionally like to fancy ourselves as film buffs, we aren't. We decided to rent an art house film. I think it had Jeff Bridges in it. I think that might have been what got us to want to watch it. Called The King of California, which was a retelling of a Shakespearean thing, but I couldn't tell you which one. I want to say Hamlet, but that doesn't sound right. It involves a mad king, as some of them do. Never been to a Blockbuster, a neat local place? I mean, same basic thing. Like, most of the time, we didn't go to a Blockbuster either as kids. We went to Harco Drug, because Harco Drug was a lot cheaper. Didn't have the newest releases, but, you know, it was cheaper. Switched to Hollywood Video pretty early? Yeah, I could see that. I rented Battletoads at Harco Drug. I don't remember why. I think I'd managed to, like, get a friend to loan me a Genesis for a little bit. Walk into the game store, pick one game you wanted to rent, and some really good memories. Yeah, that's the thing. Is it, like, also was, like, a shared experience in the way that most of this, like, watching TV isn't, or watching Netflix isn't. But, like, you were gonna watch that, and often as kids would watch the same movie 3 or 4 times. So, fun little story. One time my mom went to Blockbuster and decided she'd pick the film. Usually she didn't pick the movie, but sometimes she wanted something that was more her speed. The fundamental problem is she seems to have a blind spot when it comes to reading the back of the box. So what she had managed to pick up was Jerry Springer's Ringmaster, which, if you're not familiar with Jerry Springer, was a TV talk show that was very popular in the late 90s, mostly about highly dysfunctional people throwing chairs at each other. Ringmaster is apt because basically what it was a modern-day circus sideshow. Like, come look at the bearded lady, look at the world's fattest man, look at the guy with tattooed eyeballs! Except, you know, they're throwing chairs at each other. Yeah, it's not a good film. We had to explain it to her what she'd gotten, and she watched it for all of 15 minutes and turned it off. I was like, nope, I do not want this. We're familiar with the Red Letter MIDI. I mean, the thing is, he was a huge thing in the 90s. To the point where one of Weird Al's parodies was actually about Jerry Springer. I think he did Bare Naked Ladies 1 week. And that was the track off of Running with Scissors. I didn't think I was gonna live there. I didn't live there. Now my favorite, like, daytime talk show thing that ever happened was, I forget which guy it was, but basically there was an enterprising young man who decided that a good way for him to make money would be to basically pay bums to fight each other. Hence the name Bum Fight. And then he would sell VHS copies of these bum fights on the internet. And he got put onto a talk show with somebody, and he dressed up exactly and got his hair styled exactly like the talk show host. Basically trying to make the point that the talk show host was also just profiting off human misery the same way he was, which is less direct. Very glad there's kinder death blocks and not vanilla munchers. Exactly. How you doing, Matt? Oh, short change position break. I don't know why I'm not leaning up against the couch. That'd be smarter. Doing good. How about me? I'm doing pretty good. Spent today getting ahead on some YouTube stuff. Got a little bit of contracting work coming ahead. Small consultation should be fun. Was contemplating playing some pinball, but I think I'll probably do that Friday. I need to play some of the Star Wars pinball. The new Star Wars, not the old Star Wars. But it's also the old Star Wars, because it's themed after the first, chronologically, the first 3 movies released. Not chronologically in their time, chronologically. A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Ugh, there's a few badges I want to get, and I just haven't put any effort towards going there. So only like they're not common machines. I think there's like a few, only like 3 of them in Seattle. One on Capitol Hill, one at Shorty's, and one at Icebox. And I don't find myself at Icebox or Shorty's all that often. Icebox is alright. Shorty's alright too, just Belltown. You gotta go to Belltown. If I'm gonna go to Belltown, I may as well go to Jupiter first. Depending upon what I'm trying to accomplish that day. I do want to play some Embryon. Maybe that'll be what I do on my Saturday. Because I haven't really gotten anything. Do the vines also kill you? Yes. Everything kills me. Except the Wiggler. The Wiggler's my friend. Kind of. Don't go to Jupiter. The weather's terrible this time of year. Oh, it's actually pretty okay. Smells faintly of pizza thanks to the Good Shape Pizza inside. Which is nice. They also occasionally do, Good Shape Pizza also occasionally comes to Add-A-Ball, and when they're at Add-A-Ball, man, it's hard not to want to get a pizza. Like, just makes the whole place smell really good. It's a little pricey for what you're getting, but, like, honestly, he does the best pepperoni pizza I've had in Seattle. With the tiny pepperonis, and it's nice and crisp in the right place, chewy in the right place. Honestly, just thinking about it, I kind of want one now. Yo. Oh! I mean, I think the full name is Jupiter Game Room. I actually don't know. I just think of it as Jupiter. I'm certain some of these other places have longer names, but I just don't know what the names are. Like, there's so many pinball places in Seattle, it's kind of bonkers. Even if you don't count, like, some of the closed ones, like Poindexter's is gone. But Houndstooth across the street is still going, as far as I know. It's not as much of a pinball bar as it is a bar with pinball. Olaf's, Smoke Shop, Icebox, 4B's, Just the Tap, Add-A-Ball, Jupiter, Shorty's, Admiral if you're willing to go out to all the way out to West Seattle. Oh, and the Georgetown Pizza Place. That one's actually pretty good. I don't get down there very often because the only reason I ever went there was to play Metallica. Back when Metallica Remastered was only there. I think there might be another Metallica Remastered, but I also haven't felt the need to play Metallica Remastered. I don't think I know if I love that machine. Kind of curious what they'll come up with next, because right now, like, the most recent Stern machines released with the Star Wars one, which was okay. It's not great, but it's okay. And the a remake of The Walking Dead, which I'd go play, I guess, if there was one around Seattle, but I don't think there is one. By the way, I may as well show for this. Pinballmaps.com, I believe, is one of the best resources for finding pinball machines you may or may not want to play. If you're curious about where a pinball machine is near you, or just want to play a specific machine, they are the right people. Go lurk? Alright. Gonna have breakfast. Enjoy breakfast. Probably should talk to you about Pokemons again. Was watching a Freeze Eye video and was like, oh yeah, I still need to do that. really close there. And probably, yeah, I still need to define what victory means. But I think it'll be good. Dang it. Someone talked to Desi about Metroid. Desi's gonna end up playing The Mansion of Hidden Souls and Lunacy at some point in the near future when he's done with Final Fantasy X. Which should be exciting. Also, I posted on Blue Sky some silly things that I extracted from Lunacy. Because basically, as it turns out, the Sega video format is well understood and works in a lot of standard tools. What have I, I'll finish this, then I'll get to that real quick. But, like, basically, you could take chunks, you could take various parts of the FMV from Lunacy and stitch them together using FFmpeg to make seamless loops. So I made a couple cool loops and put them on social media. And have I been enjoying Pokemon? I have been enjoying it quite a bit. Why did I go greed for the moon? I didn't need to greed for the moon. I saw the end. What part did I live on? I did all of the gym refights and all of the Star Lord refights, and was just about to go refight the Prima Donna. La Primera. Like, she basically was like, oh good, you did all my paperwork for me, so now we can fight at your school, just come and see me. So I figure that's what we'll start with, and then we'll go from there. Maybe we'll complete a few more classes, or, I don't know, do one, like, launch into one of the DLCs. Or go back to the crater and capture some of the Pokemons I didn't capture before. They don't have a lot of the paradoxy Pokemons. There we go. See, once you do it once, it's not that hard. I still want to get, like, the base Pokedex completed. I think that's part of my completion metric. Thanks for the GG. GG's. What's up, J Fox Caesar? How you doing? Alright, let's go to the forest and pick up a couple of easier ones before we head back into the crunch. But yeah, like, Pokemon Scarlet Violet is fun. It definitely has its problems, like, really big ones. But it scratches the itch of playing Pokemon. I like playing Pokemon every once in a while. Doing pretty good, ready to go to bed. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I beat that level. That level's been sitting and reminding me that I needed to do it for a very long time. Guiding Moonlight, okay. Provide the... oh, I can't see anything. Moon. Moon! Is there anything over here? Man, I got lucky I didn't die. Murata, you can only land? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, the things that be tricky really are like the starters. What? No. Yeah, we could do some trading and get ahead on that. This is just a chill level after that. Well, hello. Thank you for the raid. It doesn't show up properly. But we do get to see exactly sort of how the windowing works. Or at least something like that. We get to see how the windowing affects the text box. It's quite fascinating, really. Because what you can kind of see here is it's making kind of a cut in Layer 3. Layer 3 is being used as an overlay on top of the other layers to achieve the light effect. And the light effect is a combination of having like a completely bright Layer 3. And then using HDMA to kind of cut a window in it to leave those parts, and then it does color math to come back up to the right part. Thank you for the good luck. How was the stream? What were you up to? Thank you for the raid. Let me just do the shout out command here. It's there next to me. I can do it. But yeah, as you can see, the in-game message thing does not work so well when Layer 3 is actually in use because, well, Layer 3 is being used for something else. So it just doesn't work. That's fine. It happens. Everything on the stream is best effort. Something I forgot to say in a while. Hype. Ow. But yeah, I probably should link to that because I think it's funny. The lunacy thing. Sonic Frontier Speedrun. Oh, nice. How do you like it? Fistbit asked me the other day if it was any good, and I'm like, I think Jamie liked it. And that was quite literally the only thing I could say about it. Went better than expected. This hour, nice. Luck head to bed, 2 a.m. But enjoy tons. Oh, nice. Well, sleep well, Karar Twitch. Are you one of the many people, the few, the proud, the people who have, I thank you for the follow, that's what that was the follower notification, who have bought a WinRAR license, as I have? I actually own WinRAR. One of all of 12 of us. There are dozens of us. Dozens! It's almost not hard. I'm just being dumb. It's the meme behind your name and no, you do 7-zip. Oh, fair enough. But I do legitimately own a WinRAR license. That's not a joke. I bought it while drunk many, many years ago. And honestly, considering that I still use it in a number of places, like on Windows 98, there's really nothing better than WinRAR for what you need to do. I don't think 7-zip supports Windows 98 anymore, or ever did. So, for my purposes, it serves well. Oink. Yeah, we'll take him out. Bye, Charlie. 2K is the lowest. Yeah, there you go. Love Frontiers, you can also understand why it's kind of divisive with folks. I mean, being divisive would probably be a good thing for Fistbit liking it, because his favorite Sonic is Sonic 1. What I've seen looks cool. I was annoyed to see, like, Japan got some fancy DLC that we didn't get, because sometimes that just happens. Figured, in the event that I ever did play it, maybe I should look into that. But I haven't played a Sonic game on stream in like 2 years. I think I played Sonic Adventure 2 2 years ago? It feels like it was about 2 years ago. Maybe I'll play Shadow Adventure. Or the Shadow game, because I did say I would do that last year, but then I got sick. I didn't do anything last year. For some reason in February, I feel like playing really silly games. I was right at the end. But Moon. Yikes, oh dear. Very casual speedrunners all offline. Wait, what? What did I say that was yikes? Shadow the Hedgehog? Yeah. Shadow Gen is sick. Oh, Shadow Gen, I hadn't forgot about that. I think Supersonic saves the world. Sonic 1 is a fave? Yeah, it's just the kind of person he is. Now sleep well. Something, Milgrips. Oh, I did not need to go back to the same level. I forgot that it was, I was looking at it like, oh, red level. No. Think it's a secret exit level? There's no secret levels, thankfully. I didn't even look at the name of this one. Wawa has been jailed for her Koopa crimes. Lead her to the exit through the tunnel. Well, that's a problem. Oh, there's layer 2 shenanigans at work here. Escort missions are so fun. Wait, there's a moon up there. That means something. What? Before you go, Hidden Palace released Shadow the Hedgehog prototype recently. Retail was edgy. It was the prototype. You gotta look up the prototype. I might have to. This is a waiting level, indeed. Decided not to drive to work today, suppressing the coughing and sneezing for 8 hours. No more worky. Smart. I'm a big fan of staying the fuck home when you're sick, or if it's snowing outside and you live in a locale where people do not understand how snow works. Oh, I think I see what to do here. Okay, that's not what you do here. Work from home. Still. I mean, typically, depending on how sick you are, work from home can just entail, I'm going to check emails and put out fires if need be, as opposed to I am actively getting a lot of things done today. And of course, will attend if necessary. What? Why did you do that? Don't... Alright, well, let's at least get some forward knowledge. Let's not. Need a Sprite when you're sick. It's a sickness drink. That used to be the case for me. You need those electrolytes and things. When I was a kid, we really only got to drink Sprite when we were sick. So... it was a bit of a small but bizarre treat whenever you had the stomach flu. No! Oh, I got lucky. I'm gonna watch it. Watch her closely. Ah, I see. Okay, that's where I died last time. Dang it! It occurs to me my death was entirely my fault if I just let go. Got yourself a good healthy ginger tea. Oh, nice. Actually, no, we're gonna see what we can do here. I have a theory. Okay, my theory was incorrect. This one's a mandatory wait. I think you can actually run the gun. I think you can jump the gun on the second one. Oh, nuts. Originally, this level was just Mario in a boring tunnel, so you added some spikes. That makes sense. Escort missions typically run kind of boring. Oh, I missed it. Like, I really cannot name too many escort missions in games I've ever liked. And there's a lot of games I've played that have had them. BioShock, that was a really boring level. Not a good climax, that game, by the way. I need to not die. That seems important to me. She's outrunning me, but she's a cat, so it's not unexpected. It's the nature of cats. What cats do in real life, too, when facing dangerous situations. They run off the screen instead of dying. That's how they manifest more lives. Okay. Ow. This cat already has more than 9 lives, thankfully. She keeps borrowing them from Mario. I feel like there's modem noises in this track. I do like a good modem noise. It's one of those things I think is still pretty funny about the Dreamcast. Early enough to have a modem. But not early enough to have included an Ethernet jack. A laugh note that you all call the warden. Is he the warden? Is he also the librarian? I played this game called Digital Illusions Necronomicon Pinball, and you know, it's digital pinball. I could take or leave digital pinball in general, but the soundtrack for it was absolutely insane. You hit the multi-ball on one of the tables, and it starts saying things like, he's the warden, he's the librarian. I don't even know who he's talking about. It is from a pinball game? It's actually very possible that it might be that one. That doesn't sound right. Thank you, Mario. Consider this your prize. I'm big! I'm not anymore. What was a trick to? Well, cat's still here, but... Other cat. Huh. There was no moon. Oh wait, no, there is a moon. I would have to do something. I would have perhaps needed to have been smarter to go get it, I think. Oh well. I'm not getting it anyway. No, that's probably not. There wasn't like laughing in that track from what I remember. But yeah, the pinball game, all of the music was composed except for some of the intro stuff by one of the guys from Dream Theater. Which is just kind of bonkers when you think about it. It's a bit like the Blue Dragon boss. I didn't even look at the... Wait, what? I want to look at the name here in stars. 3 stars at the Pumpkin Bridge. Okay. I'm fine with that. I understand. I don't understand. Oh, he's behind, right? Can I run this? Man, Final Fantasy VII had really great music. Oh, there's 2 of them. That's a fun game I wouldn't mind going back and doing again. Huh. Apparently I do not understand this yet. One of these days, I want to have a complete list, a complete set of playthroughs of Final Fantasy games. Yeah, that was just run it. Okay. And it tells you how many you get. If you get 2, you should wait. Oh, because of the way it spawn. Okay. Do want to eventually get into FF, but RPGs are super long. It's true. I'd pick one of the shorter ones that doesn't require quite as much. I mean, I would say of all of them, well, that's kind of cheating. I know how those go. I'd say the SNES ones have the best combination of understanding what you're supposed to do-ness, conjoined with not being terribly long. Final Fantasy VII is kind of long, but mostly if you go after the side quests and things. Especially if you decide to do chocobo breeding. Which, even if you have an FAQ, is an endeavor. Oh, that's... whatever. Currently played through Fire Emblem, so you already... Yeah, Fire Emblem's also long. But, like, I think the crown of, like, ridiculously long RPGs got taken from Square a long time ago with, like, the Persona games. It really looked like he was turned. Oh, if you're not big, you fall through. You have to be big for this. That explains a few things. You need to do that part better. I feel like they're taunting me. You know, I do kind of wonder if I could just run through the first section without having to stop at all. No. But it gets you a surprising amount of distance without having to do any work. I played Final Fantasy VII a while ago on PC, but not the newer one, the older one for Windows 98 and up. And it was fun. One of the things I did was I made it so that people could change out the MIDI driver, because Final Fantasy VII will use any MIDI driver that's available, but it ships with a nice one from Yamaha. But you could turn that off and replace it with your crappy old General MIDI, which is fun. Need to roll your jobs for 5F12 Viesta, so you can finally play and finish that game without the choice paralysis demon influencing your zodiac. That's like, I think, the one Final Fantasy I've never touched in any way, shape, or form. Is 12. It's the only one I've never touched. Like, numerically, only one I've never touched. The lowest one I've never touched. I guess I've never played 15 either. I beat 13. I have 0 in just to revisit 13. I'd play 10 again. But mostly as an excuse to proceed to play 10x, or play x2, which is funnier. There we go. That's the strat. That's not the strat. Like, quite legitimately, I don't even know how Final Fantasy XII works beyond there's that one chest near the beginning of the game that screws you over. And end up reading up on some mechanics of how, like, the Sephiroth fight works. And what's weird about it is depending upon, like, the levels of all of your characters, Sephiroth has more HP. And how fast you kill Jenova Final, Perfect Jenova, whatever her name is. As well as if you've obtained the Knights of the Round materia. If you've obtained Knights of the Round, you add like 1,000,000 HP to Sephiroth. It's not quite 1,000,000, but it's something. Played before the Zodiac edition came out, which was fine. But TCA gives you a full choice of boards. Full choice of boards. Okay. They removed that? Well, that's a good thing. I like how my choices have latitude and make sense. It's another patience level. Never had time and patience. Which I think was some kind of fusion rifle. It's a Wily Castle back there, right? I don't understand the 2 hits. Like, clearly whatever I'm trying to do with them is incorrect. Okay. Not enough skulls? Huh. Castlevania. Yeah, Castlevania. Oh, and any of these arbitrary chests you are now locked to the best weapon for X is absolute BS. Oh, absolutely. I got lucky there. Okay. 3. Oh, I'm so hosed. Why? Why didn't he turn? Why? Ugh. I do not understand these turtles. Wait, what am I doing? Cover on the right, it's where Dracula would be. I guess I could see that. That weird tower definitely reminds me a little bit of, like, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is a game I absolutely would love to play again. Been debating whether or not I want to play the Saturn version. Not because I think the Saturn version would be good. In fact, apparently it's pretty lousy. But because I've never played the Saturn version, and it gives me an excuse to break out the Sega Saturn. Which, to be fair, I have a plan to put back. Why are you doing that? Had a friend write a guidebook. Was wanted to write a blurb, or still want to write a little blurb for each thing, like these guys are cultists. That'd be interesting. Found a guidebook that Mark Dietro's chest is do not open, and one of them's like a 12 chest room. The guy's like, yeah, here's the chest you shouldn't open, but honestly, just skip all of them. Like, that's the problem with that kind of, like, gimmick, right? Is like, Opening chests is fun. You want the player to have fun. Making opening chests penalize you in an unfun way, where it's not obvious what cause and effect are, is bad. This should not be hard. Like, opening a chest and getting a mimic is funny, at least the first time it happens, right? Subsequent other times, not so much, but like the first time it happens, at least it's kind of funny. Or having someone come out and like steal your stuff, steal the chest from you. Why is that happening? Am I only getting... It clearly sounds, since it's higher, that there were two of them, but whatever I'm doing is killing both of them at once, which sucks. Alright, well, that got past that for once. Mixer chat, chests are fine. You still get your reward. I mean, even if you don't get a reward, at least if it's funny. But like you open this chest so you don't get the thing ever. Is just, it's the action at distance problem. Like, it's funny if it happens immediately. It's not funny if it takes forever for it to happen. Something about like reinforcement schedules and Pavlovian training. That kind of thing. The rat in Gungeon's your favorite guy to hate? I do not know. I've never played Enter the Gungeon. Why? Why do those ones work differently? Oh, this is not the one I need to worry about. It'll make you so mad, but then you get to beat him up. Now that's an improvement I can stand by. Something here I should be learning, but I'm not sure what it is. I got lucky there with that regrab. It shouldn't have worked. Okay. Thank goodness. I'm gonna get my free moon, because it's free, presumably. First time I played Final Fantasy VII was actually a demo disc that PC Gamer put out. It put you right into that bit before you get to the gold saucer, and you get to play through the gold saucer, if I remember right. You get to go through Barrett's hometown. I didn't even look at this thing. I have a bad feeling about this. Go. I can't exit that. Start select didn't work at that stage. I like start select most stages. Stronghold Speedrun. Okay, well that makes sense. Thank you for the GG in advance. I do like having a little screen at the beginning showing you that you're going to be doing a speedrun. You know, I don't know why I was taking the upper path. Moon is the answer. I'll have to try at least once. Do love me some banjos. There's a level like this in, I think, Yump that I really... Wait, what am I doing? This is trivial to get the moon. I don't need to mess with these guys at all. I can just do this. Look at that, I got the moon. That sure was challenging. I might just have to learn this one. Big jump, small jump. Try to do small jump there. I didn't do small enough jump. You will learn by the numbers. I will teach you. I apparently did not learn. Ugh. Kinda hungry. Ah, dang it. I had a salad for dinner. Jump by numbers. It's the newest, hottest puzzle craze. Let me tell you. Yeah, but still been doing the Puzzmo daily. And I caught up on the daily spell, I think it is. Oh, I shouldn't have jumped there. Only reason it doesn't have instant retries because of the song. I was wondering about that. No, the daily spell is a daily drop quote. And I like drop quotes well enough, and I think a daily one is a pretty smart move. It's about some sort of fictitious magical place. Oh god. Wasn't ready. What's up, Kappa? Getting really tired of goblin punching Archaeosaurs? I'm doing good. Why are you goblin punching Archaeosaurs? It's a Final Fantasy thing, certainly. 5 thing, I'm certain. Goblin Punch is one of those blue spells that will last you the entire game because of where its power domain lies. It basically just effectively allows you to do your normal damage unless you have the same level as the thing you're fighting, in which case you do like 8x damage. Dang it. But the key advantages of using it is you can use it from the back row. Given that blue mages can wear full heavy armors, dang it. Pull down their health without breaking control over them. Ah, and it does that too. Get them to half so you can shove them in your board and avoid getting XP from them. Ah, I see. It's AP grind, isn't it? You were doing a full all of the things. I'll admit that is actually kind of cute. The chucks coming on the beat. I died again there again. I need to do a short jump there. Yeah. It's a lot of AP. It's a shame that magic pots aren't, like, reliable. And there's only so many of them in a given game. Gotta get them below hell, yeah. What was I talking about? There's something I was talking about that I thought was more relevant. Got distracted. Oh yeah, it's a daily drop quote a la Wordle thing. Another one I've seen recently that's bugging me, daily, like, puzzles are a thing. Because, you know, Wordle was successful, so some people want to get similar levels of success. Is apparently there's, like, a daily cryptic, and so someone decided to make a parody, spoof, continuation of a Pokemon cryptic clue per day. Site looks like it's made with AI, but I can't really blame someone for wanting to not have to do, like, a front-end work. But it's completely, like, static. Like, each day is defined in a JSON file, so you can, like, look at what the next one's clues are going to be. But I like the idea of doing a daily cryptic clue, at least trying to get better at them, since I'm garbage at cryptics. Like, when me and Snyder used to try to do them during, like, puzzle boats, we'd work together, and anytime we solved one, we'd be ecstatic. Just because, like, each one is a tiny puzzle. You have to understand where the definition lie, you have to figure out what the extra bits are, you have to figure out where the wordplay is coming from. I think spin jump alone is just better here. Yeah, this is a spin jump level. This is a spin jump level. I was about to say that's not, but it is. Those chucks sure are a handful. Yeah, that they are. No, I ran out of speed. Oh well. We'll get the orb. That was fun. That was a fun little level. I do want a short handbrake. Continue without save. I continue and save. Where does this take me? Oh, right. Well, we'll do Balloon Festival then. We are getting there. Slowly but surely. Oh, balloons. I need to check something real quick. Alright. Are those are Sprite balloons. I thought they weren't. I see what the issue here is. I kind of chose it poorly, haven't I? Maybe it's okay. We can wear level this. Oh, that's a big sucker, too. We'll just wait here. Oh, it's going good. Beat a couple levels since you headed off to breakfast. Hello. This level's cute. I like that I can take advantage of the bullet bills to see a little bit above. And make some plans. Ow. Shouldn't have stood there. Should continue not standing there. I don't like being this close. Oh, no. No, alright, that's the end of that. Oh. Takes a while. Absolutely adding a checkpoint. I could get that. It didn't even get the breakfast. Well, that sucks. Oh, just shoot me. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll cook up some pancakes. I don't want to despawn these. That worries me. Okay. Fine, too. Okay. And then there is a freebie here. There was a freebie there. Just need to practice ducking. Just need to do some ducking practice. And get lucky occasionally. Okay, yeah, we need to do some more leveling here. Oh. Oh. I keep forgetting what I'm doing. On spawn. There we go. I'd say maybe an instant death thing down here, and if you miss the boat, wouldn't be remiss. It's like a insta-death muncher on the far right over there, just in case you get stuck. What? No. Almost slid off there. Look, I teleported there. That was kind of cool. I am, in fact, full of good ideas, because I have done so much moderating, testing, and playing level design things. It occasionally happens that one of them is worth its salt in weight. I kind of hosed that. Okay. I think this is approximately where I've gotten to and then died. A little bit beyond this. Right, there's 2 spawners there. Dang it. Let me see. Oh, it isn't even registering. Oh, Alright, just take a moment. Chill. Just wait for it. Oh yeah, I meant to link this. I'll do that. I need a short break. Enjoy the death loop. I still think it's cool. But yeah, the way the files are named in Lunacy makes me think that you could, if you were clever, figure out where all of the locations are, and then basically you could make an actual like video walkthrough. And I don't mean walkthrough as in like, look at me beat the game. I mean like a house walkthrough. Just demonstrate a complete pass-through of all of the areas. Which I think could be interesting. I do think my encoder hosed me because I didn't do it right. Apparently, by default, when I get FFmpeg something, it encoded it weirdly. It made it not work on Discord for Fiskbit. Something about, like, 444 versus 420, something I don't fully understand. To be honest, my knowledge about how video compression works starts and ends pretty much at the DivX era. Bizarrely enough, some things haven't changed that much since then. I once encoded something on a video disc. I wanted to watch Sonic X, but didn't have a computer good enough to watch Sonic... Was it Sonic X? Yeah, this was like back when it just came out. But didn't have a computer good enough to actually watch the videos as they were ripped, because lol. Maybe I did, I just wanted to try out encoding a VCD, because it just seemed fun. Like, the VCD format really didn't exist in America. It was very much a thing for pirating movies, basically in Asia. I'm certain there were other places that used it, but that was like the primary purpose, as far as I can tell. Primary use case. Ow! Screeners out of Asia. There we go. Oh, there. Come on. Read? Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was fun. Just poking around the files. Like, sometimes it's really easy. The thing about the disc era of consoles is that an awful lot of them just used CDFS. So you could literally just pick it up and look under the hood. Write your own tooling to figure out how to read certain things if you felt the need to. But like an awful lot of more common games, people have already written stuff to rip the models and textures and things like that. Or your standard tools just happen to work with them, in that case of most Saturn videos. It's interesting just to load up these games and just poke through the videos just for the hell of it, because you can just watch some of the weirder scenes on demand. Though frequently some of these things have, like, weird encoding issues because they're encoding extra data that the game would be using. What am I doing wrong there? So, for instance, in this Lunacy and other games like it, they encode, like, a longer frame time. They use variable frame rate stuff, and they encode a longer frame at the very end of the video to say, hold this frame. Let's also consider, like, putting the balloons down, maybe a block on spawn, so that if you're not, like, entirely paying attention, you can still succeed. Because usually what I do when I die is that's time to read chat. Okay, the bullet bills on the sides are partial RNG. Great, I love that. Wait. I don't know why I did that. It's perfectly safe. You know, I bet a task this level would look really cool if you could, like, manipulate the bullet bills to end up in interesting spots and not have to use the balloons. Like, I wonder how far... Also, wonder how far I can get away from the balloons before they despawn. I don't love being this close to the wall. Holy moly, yeah, me too. That'd be cool. But yeah, an awful lot of CD, especially like the middle era of CD stuff, Sega Saturn, what have you. They didn't really put a lot of effort into the copy protection because people didn't have CD burners back then. They put a little bit, but that, like Sega CD, I think was the last one with no copy protection. But like, there's no protecting the data. They don't put any, like, don't do any like encrypting of it to prevent you from looking at it, which I find fascinating. And especially when they're using just the standard CD file system, which is a standard, by the way. Just not one you hear much about these days, because when was the last time you used a CD? Well, burned a CD, probably. Yeah, you maybe even used one, I don't know. Oh, poppycock. But yeah, an awful lot of FMV games do weird things. Like, there's one called Toonstruck that's mostly only notable because there are of the cast involved. So, the two of the actors... It's a weird FMV game because it's mostly actors against a blue screen. And by actors, I mean... oh god, I saw his name a moment ago. Doc from Back to the Future. It's mostly him and Ben Stein in terms of real people. There's very few real people, it's mostly cartoons. But the basic plot of it is that... God darn, that's gonna bug me. Not Michael J. Fox. Why can I not remember his name? Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd is a disgruntled animator who wants to work on, you know, edgy, gory, sexy cartoons. And he works on the Happy Bunny show, and he hates it. Basically, it's the same plot as Monkey Bone, to be honest, if you've ever seen Monkey Bone in that regard. Except he doesn't die and go to hell. Instead, Christopher Lloyd gets sucked into the cartoon dimension by his own cartoon creation. Who proceeds to explain that in this land they're having a problem, or well, the king there explains that they're having a problem with, I'm dead. Things becoming less cute. There's been a decutifier, and they actually lay out like the meta puzzle of the game from the get-go, which is kind of a fascinating choice. But like, you need to repair the decutifier, or you need to repair the cutifier, and they basically explain what you need to do and show you examples. And I'm not going to spoil it in case anyone plays it, because it's actually kind of a cute puzzle. I completely forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, weirder content. So for the most part in that game, you never, like, you just click on the static cartoon scenes as a point-and-click adventure game. And you don't ever, like, interact with the movies, but there's, like, 2 movies where you have to, dang it, where you have to do something in the middle of it, and those are encoded weirdly. There's one where he's bowling. We have to, like, do something in the middle of while he's bowling, and it's not something you have to do in any other part of the game, which is a little bit annoying. Other people in the voice cast, basically got Jim Cummings and a few of the other people who were doing a lot of cartoons around there. They have the voice of Yakko. If that rings a bell, I don't remember his name, though. But one of the voice... I would have loved to be up there then. But you're watching this, you're like, I know these voices. It's an okay game. It has its problems. Its biggest problem, really, is that it leaves on a stupid cliffhanger. But it has some really great scenes, like the scene with the cow. The cow scene is truly amazing in terms of... This was in a 90s FMV game that had... You know, it wasn't for children. Because Christopher Lloyd's cartoon Monkey Bone dude is named Flux Wildly. But he pretty much just looks like Wacky is that his name? From Tiny Toon Adventures. He's got that kind of structure, and he lives in Wacky Land. So, like, the way that the first act of the game is structured, you have the 3 different sort of lands you go between. You have basically Cutopia, where cute and, like, friendly things live. You have Wacky Land, which is much more cartoon logic. Loads of cartoon logic. Including a pretty hilarious bit where you have to get... Christopher Lloyd needs to get stronger. And so you have to convince the guy who owns the gym to let you work out on the, like, Flexomax 4000. But the only way to do that is, like, by injuring him. And so you end up, like, buttering a gymnastics bar or something. Again, it's cartoon logic. There's a bathroom, but it's always clogged with fish. The fish are different colors of herring. And then finally there's, like, the villain place. Where, shock, horror... Why am I kidding? I never get that to go the right way. There are villains of various stripes. Ugh. And then after you, like, fix the cutifier and see the big deal, you have to go to the Evil Bon Butz's, like, hideout of doom and solve problems there. That part of the game's kind of short, which is probably for the best. And then once you actually, like, beat the game, it comes out, Flux comes out and tells you, oh no, there's still something wrong, you need your help. And there was no sequel, so we never get to see how it ends. There was, like, a creepypasta that claims that someone saw a sequel once at Costco or something. But, you know, it's a creepypasta. That era of game ended. We're not seeing sequels to those sorts of things. I want to say Ripper was one of the last ones, and Ripper also had, like, a star-studded cast, though much more star-studded than just Christopher Lloyd and Ben Stein. In this case, they had... Oh. I can't remember his name. Say Christopher Reeves, that's not right. The Bruce Dickinson? Not Bruce Willis, what am I trying to come up with? I can hear how he talks. He's not William Shatner, though. That was a really lousy spawn for me. But yeah, apparently filming that whole thing was a nightmare. It just didn't work. Why can I not get that? I need to come in from the left, I think, don't I? I did it the first time, and I have subsequently had no ability to get that power up. But at least I leveled all my balloons correctly. Yeah, he played the Bruce Dickinson in that more cowbell sketch. But, yeah, Ripper, not very good. Fistbit liked it a lot more than I did, but I think the puzzles suffered badly, and, like, they tried to kind of fix that by adding some extra mini-games that were more arcadey. We made him play those. And, in fact, the game included cheat codes so you could get past it, a form of accessibility, in fact, for players, because point-and-click adventure games are not known for requiring, you know, like, immediate reflexes. And so in some cases when they made people do little mini games and stuff that include ways around them, because for people who were disabled, it was a frequent favorite, because, you know, you can still experience the whole game without being good at video games in the traditional sense, which just isn't true with, say, Halo or any other modern more modern games that require more complicated control schemes. So a small boon. But yeah, my biggest beef with Ripper is unfortunately one that is spoilerific, so I just can't say anything about it on stream. But there's a specific thing that they've set up. It's a murder mystery, and I do not like how the murder mystery gets resolved. Also, the final puzzle is really dumb. You need to listen to the song Don't Fear the Reaper and put some words in order. Oh, hello. What's up, Blue Ribbon? Thank you for the good luck. We're using Layer 3 for things, so there's no message, unfortunately. What's up, DJNB? How was the stream? What were you up to? Thank you again. Hope you were doing something fun. We are just jumping up on balloons. Playing Freak City, which is a really cool hack by Boosius. And talking about FMV games, because this is a long level that requires a lot of waiting, and I don't have anything else to talk about. Playing some Beautiful Dangerous. Oh, I've heard good things. I've heard good things. Blue. Ow. That's what I get for looking at chat instead of playing. But yeah, you can get ahead of the balloons. It's kind of fun. What's up, Oreos? Yeah, we're just chilling. We're just playing. I'm mostly talking about FMV games because I've recently beat Lunacy, which is a fascinating Saturn game made entirely of video. Every time you walk between a place, it's video. Every time you talk to someone, it's video. Every time you pick something up, it's video. And so, like, it's all just video sitting on this CD, and so if you just mount the CD, you can just see all of the video. So I was having fun messing with the FFmpeg and making like little loops of movement. Because it's something you can easily do. Just literally say, hey, I want these videos concatenated, and FFmpeg's like, I know how to do that! Because FFmpeg secretly knows how to do everything video editing related ever. You just need to be able to convince it via incantation. This, of course, is incredibly challenging for mere mortals, including but not limited to myself. And I can never get that mushroom, I just can't. But yeah. Ripper and Toonstruck were some of the later years of FMV games. Interesting games of their own sort, but just not, both of them not very, very, very good. I was really hoping that would work. Truly the video game. I mean, yeah. This is technically a PB. That is a really fast Red Bull. Red Bullet Bill. Ow! I like these levels when they provide a path for you so you don't get ahead of transport. I gotcha, yeah. I know I'm one of the few people who still likes a good FMV game, but I think they're interesting. And the Saturn's still sitting on the floor. I'm going to put it away. I have too many things out, and I want to get out the N64 and maybe play the homebrew contest thing, because there was a recent N64 dev contest. And I had a lot of fun playing the one from a few years ago. Ow. Can you stomp the red bolts? I haven't actually tried yet. Video game that's entirely made a video. Yes, one of them. I mean, there's a lawful... So the thing about an awful lot of the FMV era of point-and-click adventure games is they weren't entirely made of video. For instance, I forget if it's Phantasmagoria 1 or Phantasmagoria 2, has two different modes of existing. There's what they call the fiddler screens, where you do, like, actual adventure game stuff. Like, that's where the screens are that have objects you can interact with, and you have your inventory screen, and then there's the video. And my understanding is, at least in one of those games, it's actually just implemented as an entirely separate executable. They literally just hand that executable the parameters to run, and then when it comes back to the game, it just loads itself back in. Something kind of bonkers like that, like a complete overlay. But that's not really the case with our friend Lunacy, because it is all video. There's no screen where you stop and look, or your characters are kind of fiddling. Like, those are always the last frame of the last video you played. So it's not really a separate mode so much as pressing pause. I can spin jump on them. The poison. Cusco's poison. The poison for Cusco. Oh, man. I wonder if they'll ever bring back Alpha Carl. They'd have to get Patrick Warburton again, but it'd be awesome. If I'd held jump, I would have been fine. I'm caught up on Dungeon Crawler Carl as much as it can be for the time being, since I am paying for the Patreon to get early chapters. And apparently he's finishing the book like this week. So it's a good time for me to catch up. But yeah, the audiobook, they got Patrick Warburton to be one of the characters. Well, two of the characters, really. Well, kind of. It's complicated. But a character, at least. And Patrick Warburton just has a great voice. He's Kronk. He's the guy, the janitor from Scrubs. He's a few other people. But I think he's got like the Bob's Burgers guy, where like he only really has one voice. Like Archer and Bob are effectively the same character, as well as the guy who works at the Speed Mart in Family Guy. Like they're basically the same character voice-wise. Like, not everyone got to be Jim Cummings. Just, like, it'd be nice if he had more than one voice. It's a nice voice for what it is, but just be nice if he had more than one. Not to mention Bob's Burgers, I think, probably fell off a bit. I watched the movie on a plane once and was like, yeah, I don't need to continue this. Oh my god, I can never get that. It's complicated? Sure, it's complicated. I'll take that. Oh, boy. I also got in the mail today a couple things. I ordered a battery for the Sega Saturn because I was tired of resetting the date every time I turned it on. And it came in a giant box. And I was like, oh, the giant box is such a waste. And I realized the reason they put it in a giant box is so that the giant sticker, I can't believe I'm still alive here. The giant battery warning sticker can affix in the right place and be visible. That's the entire reason they ship it. To be fair, compared to like a laptop battery or something, these are like hearing aid battery type batteries. That was one tile to the right. That would be nice. So. Oh, complicated. I thought you were making like a Kronk joke. Complicated is what I was thinking. But yes, I'm aware of Crom. Was watching yet another Underdogs Doubles with a Twist. It wasn't even Doubles with a Twist. It was Codenames Smash. Basically, they restricted it to the Melee roster. And one member of the team... I need to shut up for a moment. One member of the team would give the other person a word, like... actual example, mustache. And then that would clue, he was trying to clue the 3 characters he had randomly drawn. So if you think about the Melee cast, like you have to pick 3 characters, who would you pick? Someone does Melee correctly? I mean, it's been a word before it was a Smash game. Guess I'd call it Melee instead. But that makes me sound like Jethro Tull. Memorial Melee. Thick as a Brick is still a fantastic album. And while Weird Al claims it'd be a terrible thing in Virus Alert if my iPod only played Jethro Tull, it would be an improvement because my iPod doesn't presently play anything. But yeah, for the Melee cast, Mustache was cluing Dr. Mario, Luigi, and then I think he ended up with like a 3rd character, like Samus or something, that he's like, I'm just not even gonna try. I'm just gonna go with one that the other guy's likely to pick up at least 2 of them, you know? Because sometimes it's better to at least have some level of precision than none. And there were more than a few rounds that were literally just like, and if he got it wrong, you had to SD the character. They were doing a three character Smash thing. And so, yeah. There were at least a... Oh, why did I wait? Why didn't I wait? There were a few rounds where quite literally they didn't play any Smash and just SD'd all 3 characters. Because the clue was bad, or the person did not pick up what the other guy was laying down. The funniest was like Fairy. Because like the idea there was to clue Jigglypuff and Young Link, because Young Link has Navi as like part of his animated kit, like idle animations, I don't know. And then there was another one who wasn't fairy related. Let's say Ganondorf, I don't know. But the guy who was being clued didn't know Pokemon all that well, or at all, and so didn't even think. Would have worked with other people on that, but not him. Due to the narrator saying, ow, melee. Huh. That's fascinating. It's a long level. A lot of levels that require patience instead of reaction. Ow. 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 Hope you don't mind if I sit this one out. Your words but a whisper, your deafness a shout. I can't make you feel, but I can make you think. Go do your Wordle? Go do your Wordle. I dropped Wordle like 2 years ago. I just stopped caring. Apparently, Wordle is not recycling words. In a big scandal. Or more accurately, I saw a notice on Hacker News. Considering the original Wordle was made for some dude's wife, like he literally just made it for his wife to play, it makes sense that it was restricted to the words that she was likely to know. That's a shame right there. Which does mean there's an upper limit to the number of words that are in the list. Please don't kill me. Alright. Room. Oh wait, there's more! Okay. I love being so close to the edge of the screen. Well, I got the moon. So if nothing else, I can feel accomplished for that. I want this an indication I'm close to the end. This area's very wide open and it worries me. Complete luck. One more. Oh, that combination! Wordle's bound to repeat words at some point. Only so many 5-letter words in the English language. Yep, pretty much. That was really it. In fact, there's only one... Wait. That's not true. It was one of those dumb jokes. How many words are there in the English language? And then someone's like, well, there's a lot. And they think about it and you're like, 3? And then they look at you funny and want you to go away. Why the exact same spawn? Aw. Okay. Off. I've got to sit on that blue balloon for a bit. Blue balloon? Apple fritter. Hawaiian shirt. Lemon loaf. Lemon loaf. Yeah, that's a fun little short where whenever someone says they only communicate in those words like blue balloon and Hawaiian shirt. And someone was holding the lemon loaf woman hostage and the apple fritter guy comes to save her. But our protagonist locks him in the cage too. So now the Blue Balloon Cafe has apple fritters in addition to lemon loaf. And the Hawaiian shirt man is very pleased. It's a strange thing. It was a video I probably never would have watched if it wasn't for the fact that the guy who owns the ISP I use had me watch it. Which sounds really weird now that I say it aloud. Just for patcdr.net. Oh! There are 0 5-letter words in the English language. It isn't lucky. Exactly. Alright. Direct the bonk. About a million years ago, I saw a music video, because this was one of those, you know, back in the era pre-YouTube, where people would just, like, send people ASFs and things. Real media videos. And bizarrely, 3D Realms was a, like, very prominent part. The 3D Realms forums was a very prominent part of, like, internet culture. In the sense that, like, if there were viral videos, they would probably come from there at some point. Or end up there. Or vice versa. Vice versa. And there was one by the... What was the name of that band? I don't remember. Honk, that's it. It was relatively famous initially for having this ridiculous song about an inflatable crocodile, but then they did their own song that used the Numa Numa backtrack. Daganistan Tai, for those of you who know. And, you know what I bet? Woohoo! And it was about this guy who was being let out of prison, and he was so excited. And he's telling this long story about it, and it turns out he's just in jail dreaming. It's a very strange music video. It was a different time. I have a hit I can take here, at least. There we go. It does sound strange. Yeah! Like I said, it was a different time. Oh my god. No! I was like, oh, that just needed... I shouldn't have been greedy. It's such a long level, I shouldn't have been greedy. If I hadn't gotten hit there... Oh, tell me about it. Oh. How you doing, Arkrantz? Doing good? I'm doing well, yeah. Basically, I'm feeling pretty decent. I'm ahead on most things. I have all of the VODs of QLDC happily processed and sitting in the ready queue. And I have all of the VODs from when I played the 48-hour contest half a year ago now. Now, it was only about 3 months and change ago. Processed, too. So, like, my ready queue is at, like, 60-plus videos, so I'm pretty happy. And tomorrow I'm going to set in and start working on, like, Baba Is You and a few of the older things. So, just trying to get my, like, things that could possibly go on YouTube stuff done. Because there's about 100-plus video backlog presently. Can I make that still? Oh, I did, and then I didn't. Oh, okay. Maybe I can do this? Yeah, I've messed this up horribly. Okay, let's... But if I do that, then... Oh, that blue one's a problem. I need to get ahead of this. That's all... No, I needed the bounce. I still need a bounce. Okay. There we go. Need to bring him out of the air. No! Oh, that's an instant kill. So easily amused. For real. Posted your world result in a friend's Discord chat and you're acting with water spray the face gift. Get out of here, Wordle. Like, nice. Otherwise, I was just messing around with Lunacy a little bit. I could post the link again. But basically, because the way the Sega CD works, it uses the basic standard CDFS. So you can just take the disc and put it in your computer and then read files. And all of the video files are just sitting there. And the standard tools like FFmpeg and VLC will just play them. And the way they're named is kind of funny. So you can kind of determine where you're going. Like, it tells you the location you're presently at as the first part of the file. And then I think it's telling you where you're going. Or where you'll end up, location-wise. And finally, the sort of how you're getting there, which isn't consistent. So I'm not exactly sure, and I don't think you could actually do a full reverse engineer of the graph off of that. You know, I bet they used ASCII or ShiftGIS. I bet I could just strings and find something that resembles the graph somewhere. Anyway, I'll think about it. But what I'm saying for the time being is you can easily stitch together cute little loops, and so I did a 360 of the prison where you start the game, and then the loop that you take at the end, or at the second disc, at the start of the second disc, the giant loop. I don't love levels like this, because basically I'm kind of at the mercy of RNG, especially given how close I need to be to the wall in certain spots. You know, if I'm ever using the non-green balloon. And I just don't love RNG that much. Sometimes it works in my favor here. Sometimes. No, I don't want to be on the balloon. That was the worst possible combination. Sink this one a little bit. Let that balloon sink in. A balloon sink would be a very disappointing thing for a clown to produce. Just putting that out there. Like, could you imagine being the kid who's like, I want a balloon sink? And he's like, you know, how about a puppy? It's like, no, a sink. He's like, a giraffe? No, sink. Kitty? No, sink. It's like, okay, I'll try to make you a sink. I actually got to use that line recently. You've all stood in my way long enough. I'm going to clown college. It actually made a modicum of sense. Oh, that's another cool thing, actually. I was watching someone play the pinball, Simpsons pinball machine. There's a guy on YouTube who, like, tries to get the ultimate wizard mode in all of the pinball machines that he plays, and he, you know, has friends with machines so he can get access and trade and that kind of thing. So we've got, like, going all the way to the end of Iron Maiden and Jaws and Godzilla, etc., etc. But the one for The Simpsons is tricky and irritating, of course, because it's the grand final ultra mega super duper wizard mode. And I'm not even kidding, that's actually pretty close to the name, though I've gotten some of the words out of order. But one of the random callouts is Abe Simpson going, back in my day, we didn't have flippers. And so that got me thinking for a minute, and I went and looked it up. And Abe Simpson, you know, he participated in World War II, which means that consummate to 1942, he had to be, you know, decently close to the age of 20-ish. Somewhere between the age of 15 and 20. The first pinball machine with flippers, Humpty Dumpty, was released in 1947. So yes, back in his day, pinball machines did not have flippers. So I thought that was cute. But yeah, just callouts are just things the machine says randomly when there's nothing else. When you hit, like, a thing, like you hit a bumper, sometimes the bumper is themed to a specific person or whatever. One of those callouts that endlessly fascinates me in the newer X-Men machine is a Gambit that doesn't have a terribly good Creole accent, saying, I'm gonna double your hand size, whenever you hit the Gambit bumper. The implication, of course, being that Gambit is going to double the effectiveness of the next shot you are making. I don't know if it doubles the score you get for it, but, like, if you're in a mode and you hit a shot after he says that, then you get double progress. So, like, yeah, it's handy. Being able to complete a mode with fewer shots is always kind of nice, unless there's a particular reason you want to do it with all the shots. Which you might. On that machine, completing modes perfectly, which is an ambiguous statement at the best of times. And if you use that, it might not count as perfect. For instance, I still don't think anybody actually knows how to do the factory one perfectly. I have the achievement. I don't know how I got it. It was the only time I ever played the fancy version of that machine, because, like, you just don't see them in the wild. No one actually likes the fancy version. I don't like the fancy version. So, you don't see them very often. But anyway. Like, Juggernaut's really easy to complete perfectly. You just need to do it fast. That's it. That's all you have to do, is to complete the mode quickly. They give you the perfect bonus. Other ones are more obvious. Like, there's a specific lit shot, or you're supposed to, like, Storms is pretty easy. Like, hit all of the red shots before you complete all of the blue shots. Because the theme with Storm is she's putting out a fire that some fire-based superhero is doing. Superhero mutant. Oh, supervillain, I guess. So you put out all the fires, and then you use the blue ones to actually finish the mode. But honestly, I basically never play Storm without bringing in a multi-ball, just because you have to do all of the major shots, and I find it's just easier to do it multi-ball. There's some of those modes that I always want a multi-ball in, and some I never want a multi-ball in. Like, Storm, always. Sentinels, never. Blob. Colossus/Blob, always. Because that one benefits so massively from just having balls smack around. Like, basically, what you're trying to do in that mode is hit a bunch of stand-up targets that are between the major shots, and whenever you hit a stand-up target, it lights the ramps adjacent to it. Ramps and loops. Hit it twice, then you get a double progress on that shot. I hate RNG. I think the blue one's actually a bit too high for me to just jump to right now, and that's a little bit of a problem. I was gonna try and hang out. I don't love it. I don't know why I ran. I really wish I'd gotten it then. I was so close to the end. Just a little bit more velocity, or just a little bit, like another half second of waiting, and I would have been out. This is just such a long section. Okay. And because of the RNG, I can't just, like, not pay attention. And read chat or something. Anyway. Probably like what my favorite call-out is. It might be Mothra. Is it the direction you're traveling or the direction you're facing with those mushrooms? Does anybody know? Because, like, I keep messing it up and I don't remember if it's facing or velocity. And that's really the reason I want the mushroom, is because, like, when you're on the yellow or blue one, like, you don't have that much time to react to a bullet bill coming your way. Because you're right against the wall. See? Which is why my goal is mostly just to hang out in the middle and do nothing. Dude, what? Oh, I fell off. The balloon wouldn't let me jump. Thought it was facing, but it's been ages. Because, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, is face that direction. Because, like, if it goes off the wall, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, there's no recovering that, unfortunately. See what I mean? It's just, you're so close to the wall, there's nothing you can do. And I really would love that extra power-up. Not that it's helping me right now. Hello. I missed my boat. I missed the bus. Anyway. Where was I? Let's talk about pinball, because I've run out of stuff to talk about. Or Dungeon Crawler Carl. Been nice to catch up, finally. Like, he's clearly getting done with the whole thing. The number of characters has dwindled significantly, either through various paths of attrition. But we'll see how that happens. Like, I expect the last book is going to be bonkers. To be fair, I'm expecting the ending to this book being bonkers, because the endings to pretty much all of these books are bonkers. Dungeon Crawler Carl's kind of a fun, like, isekai-ish series, RPG lit, what have you. About a guy who gets sucked into a dungeon with his cat, who becomes sentient. And, Like, just... And then he has a bunch of like, he comes up with plans, usually involving explosives, that help him out. And it's typically pretty entertaining. There's a lot of all according to Keikaku. Things go right for him, some things go wrong for him. Dramatic tension must be maintained, but of course, he and the cat have to survive, because you have to save the cat. But it's... The most recent book was book 5. Book 5. The, Oh, the Butcher's Masquerade was 4. What was 5? I forget what 5 was called. It came out officially last... Actually, 2 Thanksgivings ago. Huh. But they're nice reads, and also good audiobooks. They're very well read. For the longest time, I thought that, like, there was a smallish cast, because I don't really pay attention to the credits. Turns out it's just one dude. He does all of the voices, and he does a really good job of doing a cat voice. It was at the Comic-Con in Seattle last year. I didn't realize that the author of Dungeon Crawler Carl was going to be there doing a panel, and in fact wandered into a place to go get a beer and sit down and figure out what else I wanted to do. And I did notice that the woman across from me was wearing some interesting clothing. The protagonist of Dungeon Crawler Carl wears boxers with hearts on them, and very little else. Not even shoes, because it's funny, and the dungeon has a foot fetish. That is not a joke. But also because the general rule of whatever you ask, whatever you don't want is likely what you're going to get. A la Homer Simpson getting more apples in the vending machine. Yeah, I think it is facing. Oh, I love it when RNG just slays me. Like I said, they occasionally have some guests do voices. And they had Patrick Warburton do one, which was cool, because Kronk, amongst other roles he's had. I wonder if any of like the Kronk movies are any good, because like they had Kronk's New Groove. And to be fair, Emperor's New Groove was an amazing film for its time. In part because... Oh, for Pete's sake! In part because Disney messed up. So the way it worked with that movie was they had initially made a movie called Empire of the Sun. And had Sting, I think, come in to do the entire soundtrack, a la like Phil Collins did for Tarzan. I think he did another full Disney soundtrack, but I forget. Or Paul Newman in Toy Story, but that wasn't Disney at the time. But it just didn't work. Like, test audience didn't like the characters, they didn't like anything, and so basically, like, we need to take whatever we have here and try to turn it into a movie to release on time for our scheduled plans. And so they basically threw away the script and decided to just make a whole new movie in less than a year. Maybe not facing. No, I missed the boat. So they threw it away, and then eventually they were like, okay, so we have this character here that's kind of a dick. We need to do something to make him more likable, make the cast more likable. And they quite literally like, why don't we just get John Goodman? People love John Goodman. It's true, people love John Goodman. And basically remade the whole thing from scratch. That's some of the reasons why that there's bits in the movie making fun of the movie for not making sense. Like the bit where he pulls out the map and he's like, how did we get here? It's like, I don't know, by all accounts, it makes no sense to me. Or the trampoline salesman, they literally just wrote themselves into a corner and were like, well, we could come up with something smart. Or a trampoline salesman. Nuts. So yeah, there's a fun documentary out there about it, because they're also filming a documentary, but it gets taken down by Disney periodically, because Disney doesn't want people watching it. But you could probably find it on the assorted websites that have things that Disney doesn't want you watching, either for free or, you know, in general. Because, like, if you legitimately want to watch, like, Song of the South, you can go find that on YouTube. It's not that hard. Or archive.org. Archive.org frequently has these things, at least for a little bit. To make it worse, like, for all of the, like, hype about how bad Song of the South is, its biggest crime is that it's really boring. All of the bits that aren't cartoons are incredibly boring. I do like the uncle. The uncle. What his name is. Uncle Ramus. Ramus? Ramus. I think it's Ramus. Does a good job. I think it got like some sort of Oscar award at the time for special effects, given the compositing trickiness of doing people and cartoons on the same thing, and then cartoons and people on the same thing, which sounds like the same like frame, which sounds like the same thing, but it's not. Cartoons with people is easier than people with cartoons. So like the bits of Who Framed Roger Rabbit that take place in the real world are largely easier to do, plus or minus the special effects stuff, where like they interact with the real world, than the other way around with masking off. One of the reasons you saw a lot more of that back in the day. But yeah, it barely holds itself together as a film. It's basically just set up to make for the cartoons. It's the barest of plot. There's like this kid who just moved to the South and isn't doing well. Whenever he's not doing well or having a problem, Uncle Remus tells him a story about Briar Rabbit. That's it. And of course, those parts are animated. And the beginning and ending are. Those are pleasant. Zippity Doo Dah's a great song, but like other than that, that movie just doesn't have anything going for it. It's just boring. That was lucky. For once. Oh, come on! Did not know that about Emperor's New Groove. You loved the end result and think it's so much better for it? Yeah, it really was. I mean, I think Sting was pissed. But other than that, I think everybody was happier for it. There's so many really good scenes, even if they don't like move the plot forward sensibly. Like, I absolutely love the diner scene where, you know, they keep giving Kronk different orders. And then, of course, like, he gets the chef's hat and immediately is like, gets the lingo down. Especially the weird, a basket of grandma's breakfast. Something with pants. And turn the cow into a gill. Got it. I just kind of want some spinach puffs. Yeah, I think it is velocity. There we go. What's funny is I did actually see that way back when I was a kid, and did realize at the time that the only parts that were good were the Briar Rabbit parts. I think someone had a VHS tape of it. One of those keep the tape circulating kind of things. Like I said, it's just not a very interesting film. Go judge it for yourself. This is fine. Alright, cool. We're getting close to the end. We just need to get... Oh! Fiddlesticks! Oh, it's not your bad. That's fine. Like, I'm just rambling for the sake of rambling. I did the, oh, nothing can stop us now bit, basically. Not even Vane Jones could stop us now. That RNG. Oh, no, don't worry about it. It's one of those things where I should know the mechanism and just don't. This is such a tedious level. Okay, that was me. I messed that one up. Which is like, you can have a really good run and it ends because a bullet bill spawned and there was just nothing you could do about it. It was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. There's nothing you could do about it. Yeah, I could go for some spinach puffs. But I probably won't do that. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna get a salad and then use my Costco chicken on it. Still have some leftover rotisserie chicken meat, and I don't want to use enough of it before it goes bad. I paid money for that chicken, you know. But then, like, Saturday, I'm gonna do something different. I need to do something different. I've eaten enough Costco nonsense for a little bit. We'll get a taco or a burger or something, because I haven't gotten a taco or a burger in a hot minute. And Friday's D&D, so I'll probably end up having pizza or some variety of more fingery type food. We had Indian last week, which was nice, except that the person whose house we're playing D&D at is remodeling their kitchen, and so they didn't have plates, or forks, or cups, or spoons readily available. And frankly speaking, pizza's just easier, because like, quite literally, it's like, look, here's your paper towels, enjoy your pizza. It's a shame, because one dude I want to see, I haven't seen him in a while, is having to skip D&D this week as well. He's going to a fundraiser. I tried to convince him to get a bouncy castle. It's for a religious school. I tried to convince him to get a bouncy castle to make it interesting. He's like, no, it's a dinner. I'm like, so? Do it! I told him Chat BLT said it was a good idea. He's like, well, Chat BLT, then that would be haram. Which I have to ask, well, would it be, like, haram to take advice from a pig? Like, if Babe gave him, like, directions, would that be a problem? The answer is no. Next question was, why would the pig be wearing a dress made of lettuce and tomatoes? And I'm like, well, if Lady Gaga can wear a dress made of meat, then I see no problem with a pig wearing a dress made of vegetables. He agreed with this line of argument for some reason. But mostly I'm just thinking about food. It's the problem with having a salad. Like, I've been trying to lose weight anyway, but like, sometimes I'm just hungry. It makes you more hungry. It would make it difficult than it was. They did go and find us some... They did eventually rustle up some plates and stuff, but, you know, just a bit awkward. They've been sort of cooking out of their laundry room, more or less. They have like an unfinished basement that has the laundry room, so I think they've been using that sink for their kitchen stuff, and that kind of makes sense. There's filters on there for stuff kind of the same way you'd have an incinerator and stuff. But I didn't go and look. At one point in time, I asked for a glass for water, and she ended up bringing up a Pyrex-handled graduated cup, to which I greatly appreciated. Those are fantastic drinking glasses. I don't know why people sleep on them. Like, the pint jar sure is the hipster thing of choice, but... I still say those are quite... The Pyrex graduated glasses are quite nice. You... Still at this level? Yeah. I almost beat it once, and then I lost it due to being a little bit greedy. And since then, I've had several good runs that were unfortunately lost by bad RNG spawns. Like, whenever I'm on the right side of the screen, the bullet bills just immediately beeline for my face. It's okay, I'm not too worried. I'll get it eventually. I got the Wiggler level today, so anything else I get done is gravy. Also, you know what'd be good? Gravy. I bought a mix of box of pancake mix, and on the side is instruction for biscuits, and I'm vaguely tempted to try those and then make some, you know, rudimentary biscuits and gravy. See what I mean about bad spawns? I could have waited, but I didn't see them. I was in sight. It was very sad indeed. I was thinking about getting some hash browns and frying up some stuff, because I've got some eggs I need to eat. I haven't done a good fry-up with hash browns and stuff, and I de-thawed some ham, thinking I would make some McMuffins, and I didn't. Ooh. Some smothered and covered for hash browns. That'd be so good. Really, I just miss having Waffle Houses. If there's anything I miss about the South, it's friggin' Waffle Houses. People say IHOP's just as good. No, it's not. The thing about Waffle House is, like, they make good, simple food. That's the thing they do. And they do it so well that FEMA trusts them. Like, basically, if Waffle House is running, or running a limited menu, like, FEMA knows that some stuff has gone down. That's like, the truth of it. FEMA uses Waffle House as an index of how well an area is doing. Because again, like, Waffle House doesn't have that much stuff on the menu by the numbers. So, like, it's mostly eggs some flour mixes, hash browns. But their logistical networks are so good that in the event that they're... Okay, that was on me. They're not functioning, then it really is a problem. Or limited menu. They do limited menu too, which basically means you're going to get eggs and hash browns and not much else. But honestly, if you're at a Waffle House, you're probably okay with that. Like, that's usually what I get is, like, just the breakfast. Eggs, hash browns. Sometimes I'll get a waffle and eat it with the terrible high fructose corn syrup, just as a bit of nostalgia. But I will have it with pecans. Not pecans, pecans. This is the South. So... Please, please, one more cycle. Okay, good. Oh yeah! Well, no, actually, no, it's not Thursday yet. Or not sufficiently Thursday for that. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Stone Arms releases the next set of badges every Thursday. Last week's was Elvira, which I'm not crazy about, and there's not that many in Seattle, like, for Pete's sake. You want me to shrimp fried this rice? Oh, just making me hungry. A good proper breakfast. The problem with the ham I bought at Costco is it's too thick. I don't want ham that thick for my, my like, egg McMuffin type sandwiches. I want it a bit thinner, so it cooks a little quicker. Wouldn't consume the excess English muffins. Just because they were there. Had one last night with just butter on it. Forgot that, like, bread with butter is delicious. Really should use the jam my dad gave me. Looked it up recently because I was like, how long ago can I eat jam? Because I have, like, one in there from 2024. And apparently, indefinitely, provided they've been canned properly. And I believe, based upon the seal on them, they have been. So I might just bust one of these open. Only problem is like, when it comes to English muffins, I always buy the sourdough ones, because I like sourdough marginally better than regular dough. But, like, sourdough isn't really something you want to put jam on. It's just, like, a conflict of flavors. Like a conflict of interests, but slightly different. I can't believe I didn't get hit by something there. I sure deserved it. Jam of yore. Oh yeah. What's up, Hawaluta? Also, hi, Mel Grips, in case I forgot to say hi. How goes? Done any more judging recently? And that was that. Bad waffle timing. I was talking about interesting hacks earlier and mentioned the Zelda Quest one that we raced way back in the day. Will this weekend, if God doesn't stop you? Is there supposed to be more weather events where you're at? Weather excitement? Love it when I get hit there. Talked to my dad the other day. And apparently, he'd been having some issues with his rotator cuff, had torn it or something, as he went to a doctor. He basically told him not to do that. I'm like, really? Like something out of a, like, raise your arm above his head. Like, really? That's like the old Boy Scout sketch. Hurts when I do this. Well, don't do that. Okay. Alright, we're cool for a second. Weather should be good enough. I have to do laundry Friday? Ah. This was perfect. Just wear level them a bit. Always good when they're... Yep, I was lucky. Okay. Don't die to anything stupid. Only die to things that are smart. Yeah, I need to do laundry soon. I've been lazy. But I also haven't, like, gone anywhere in, like, a while, so it wasn't an issue. I wanted to be reminded about what's coming up. I got lucky. Don't care. Do not care. 1. Eat it. Oh. Course co-ear. I couldn't agree more. Oh, that level was long. No. Let's take a look at another level. Oh, right. I want to go left. Wrath of God versus Fruit's Last Tour. Let's do Wrath of God instead. Thanks for the GGs. Oh. Okay. I see the problem here. This is more generator. Oh, goodness. I'm declining to take that. No! Ah. Nothing quite like getting trolled by that. You know, I might make a poll tomorrow for what to do tomorrow. Because I could do QLDC, depending upon how well I sleep. I might want to do a puzzle thing. I've really been wanting to play a specific puzzle game for a little bit. Pokemon? Yeah, you know what? If we could swing it. I need to start around between, 9 and 10 my time. The usual time we usually do it, but we could probably do it. I don't have... Yeah, I could probably swing it if you want to. I want to do Pokemon at least once in the near future. Just depends upon your scheduling more so than mine. I might do another, like, Sunday afternoon to evening QLDC. You missed it? Yeah, it happened. It came together really quick. Thanks for the belated GG. Hope your dog had a good time. God, this volcano... Mario RPG music is just good. But the volcano music in particular is just so good. I mean, all of it pretty much is good. I can't really name a bad track in that game. They're all pretty dang good. Like, that battle theme is so good. Let's think about the battle theme. Oh, I didn't think that through. I didn't think I'd land on it. Shortest Mario RPG segment. It's true. Like, it feels almost like the volcano was an afterthought to some extent. But it's one of those things that when you actually start looking at it and mapping things out, you discover how small some RPG dungeons truly are. Or in the case of the Neptunia series, how reused all the geometry is. Probably can't? Alright, I'll message you real quick after the stream with a proper timestamp. But if you look at the other timestamps I've sent, it'd be a similar hour. Just let me know, especially a day of, because I'm not making any promises. But I don't see any reason why we couldn't do it. Like, it's set up. It's simple. I haven't used the Windows 98 machine since. So, there's nothing that would make it difficult setup-wise. I just need to go eat some food. I was saying, I was planning on eating more Costco chicken with my salad, so... And then buying some hash browns. It's literally going to be my day tomorrow. Or maybe I'll wander off and play a little bit of pinball. I haven't decided yet. But I'm probably just going to do my pinball stuff Friday. Makes it easier. Unfortunately, the one in Ballard that I want to go to doesn't have many of the machines I would need to play presently, so I'm hoping they put out like a Godzilla or an X-Men thing and give me a reason to go be one of those other places. You know, I got the moon. I don't need to do it again. Oh. But I still, at some point, I'm willing to wake up somewhat early to do a Pokemon during the day so my little brother could watch it at least once. Because I'm certain he'd like to watch it at some point. But with how busy he is, and kiddos and things, and the fact that he has a pretty straight, normal job and actually gets up at like 6 a.m. like a normal person, unlike me, it would make it difficult for late-night stream type things. Oh, I thought I was going to land on him. Ah! RNG. It's spelled by Piranha Island? I've played Piranha Island, I think. Have I? I feel I have. Yeah, I've played Piranha Island. Yeah, I played it in 2022. November 8th. Probably 7th, really. Top Lava does a lot of weird things to a lot of sprites, is really the long story short. Yeah, someone recommended to me, I want to say TAS Agent or something. Forever ago. I played it and it was one of those, like, I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to bother with this. It just, there are parts of it I didn't like how the VOD went. Piranhas that spit 3 really fast fireballs, biggest enemies, I'd believe it. Alright. Oh, poppycock. Yeah, I'm just hungry now. Nope. I sure do love red on a red background. It makes it very easy to pick out the important things. Okay. Yeah, Pokemon would simplify it. There's like 2 or 3 things on my like to-do list right now. But none of them are like critical must-dos. He's standing on the ball! You're really on the ball! Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. I feel that's an extra ball thing. You're really on the ball! That's an extra ball call-out in some older machine, but I don't remember what it is. Extra ball! I do wonder what Stern's gonna do when their announcer dude, like, eventually either kicks the bucket or, like, loses his voice. Because they use the same guy for most of their call-outs, unless it's, like, a licensed game. Where they want to use, like, licensed things, like Han Solo saying things or what have you. But even in, like, Jaws, the announcer dude is clearly the announcer dude who is the announcer dude. For whatever sense that makes. That is such a weird mechanic. The unkilling. I feel like there's gotta be a Kaizo that's exploited this. I'm not really sure how you would do setups around it, but I feel like there's gotta be a setup or two that would be really cool with that. Okay, this is a nice place to stand. Not until I'm required. What? Oh! Lava actually unkills them if they're stompable again, or if they're unfair regular animation. Unintended behavior hacks? Oh, probably. I feel like a normal-ish Kaizo hack could have come up with this idea, like OLDC-styled Kaizo. OLDC. I wonder what they're going to run this year. They did CLDC. Didn't they do VLDC last year? I can't remember. I also want to do PLDC. I might talk to Ampersand about that, because I would probably have the energy to do that around April, or maybe March. Like, once I'm done with my side of QLDC, QLDC is such an easier contest for so many reasons. I can't. I'll click the former. Stim using lava. Spawn a Koopaling out of a shell. I can see that. You're still young, so we got room for everything. It's true. It's true. Typically, when it comes down to it, they do one of the more vanilla, only one of the more vanilla-y contests at a time. I still need to play the Hack Jam stuff from like 2 years ago. Like, I played through 2 of them and had a grand time, and then completely forgot about it. I got busy doing other stuff. It is how it is. I just need the RNG to go my way a little bit. Alright. Short handbrake. Ah, much better. I'm debating what I might want to do Friday. Because like stream right past D&D is usually a good time for some stuff. But it's also a really good time to go play pinball. I expect places will be really busy on Sunday because the Super Bowl's happening and the Seahawks are in it. So people who didn't want to deal with that, I'm not exactly sure how Super Bowl stuff works. But I'm pretty sure... Gonna be an overworld contest? Oh, that'd be cool. I actually really enjoyed looking at the overworld contest. I did that for last year's contest, I think. And that was a good time. And honestly, as far as like videos that I've exported from Twitch to YouTube go, that one did really well. And continues to do fairly well. Some things have legs, bizarrely enough, and that one definitely did. Even though there's an awkward cut midway through for a non-determined amount of time. But yeah, I think I'd probably look into that. I don't think I'd be a judge. I'm not an overworld guy. And I restrict my judging to twice a year. Which means right now, if I judge another thing, it is going to be like something in September. Because like CLDC took a lot of work. I feel like people make harder levels for CLDC than other contests, or at least I feel more obligated to play their levels properly. But Overworld will be fun. I will happily look at that. I'll probably do some C3 streams, actually, since that is, like, next week or the week after. I really enjoyed, like, doing a Saturday C3 or Sunday C3 stream. Just putter around, look at what people have made. I got my laptop back from Snyder, so if I make a checkpoint on that, I'd even be willing to, like, download stuff to that machine for the purposes of playing it, because it's been a bad year for security. Well, every year's been a bad year for security, but like running random executables that come from SMW Central, not SMW Central, but that come from random people on C3 is a little bit of a hard sell nowadays because of the, hey, you want to try out my game? Discord spam that got a bunch of people. By the way, if someone sends you that message, ignore them. Spent a little bit of time trying to unpack it, and eventually was like, this is beyond my ken. Mostly because it's wrapping a node executable, which is like the lamest way to do malware ever. It's basically like a packed node executable, like packed Python. No! So disappointed in myself right there. I didn't even see that one. Anyway, we'll see. It just depends on when I'm feeling Friday. Do think there'll be a Sunday or Saturday. Probably actually a Saturday if I had to think about it hard. QLDC stream, because I think that would probably be better in general. The issue, as with last time, is I need to make sure to have eaten well beforehand, because like a 6-hour stream is a long time, but I tend to get hungry in the evenings more so. Like, I generally am a 2-meal-a-day guy, and so I want, like, dinner. Which is why I took 15 minutes last QLDC stream and ate chicken like a goblin off of my Costco chicken. My phone was doing something. It was a nice little break during the football section that I eventually cheated my way through. I did not like the football section. I'm going to say that one more time. I did not like the football section. It was too RNG for me. But yeah, if I buy like some stuff to go with eggs and make up a good do a good fry up, that'd be an easy thing for Saturday. What's funny, of course, is that these go onto YouTube, and I'm talking about future plans. But by the time it ends up on YouTube, these plans will have been long past. Like, the likelihood of this going up on YouTube before I finish judging QLDC is basically nil. Like, because I'm not, unless I find a crash, I don't think there's any reason I wouldn't be accepting this, and generally speaking, the quality of everything else has been high enough, like, you know, no cutoff, all that good jazz. So I wouldn't expect to reject this. And getting QLDC out the door on YouTube is the highest priority, obviously. So, whenever someone hears this in the future, they're going to be like, wait, QLDC already happened. Now, of course, I'm also working on Baba VODs, which are from circa 2004. Also around election time. This is off! That's why I hate RNG. Like, you can be doing so well, and then just suddenly the one thing from right there just smacks you in the... Take a different path through this, because apparently that Koopa's consistent now. Anyway, I wonder who the other team in the Super Bowl is. Like, the only reason I care at all is because it's Seattle. I'm a fair weather Seahawks fan. I don't really watch football, except when it's a big game or someone else cares. Fair weather fan is probably putting it even more, like, making it sound like I watch more football than I do. Now, it usually happens at the beginning of February. The playoffs finished up last Sunday, and then there was a chill week. Seattle convincingly won, so they get to go to the Super Bowl. I was hanging out with Snyder at a bar while this was happening, so we got treated to people being excited about the playoffs. Of course, when you talk about Seattle and Super Bowl, all I can really say is, really, doing a passing play when you're on the 2-yard line? I cannot believe that's a thing that happened. Feel you should know this song, yet here we are. This is the Barrel Volcano song for Mario RPG. A fun little section of that game. Yeah, actually, I only learned a few years ago about a room that exists in Barrel Volcano. Like, if you, from the starting area, if you go the opposite direction, there's a room with like 2 treasure chests. Did not know about it till Pidge told me. It was while I was doing a stream thing, when I was doing the Mario RPG crossover randomizer bit. Probably good for randomize? It is! Well, the Mario RPG is. My crossover randomizer has lost the time. I had a hard drive crash and lost the code. But it's okay, because it didn't function outside of my apartment. Well, the Mario RPG side of it didn't work outside of my apartment. The Mario World did. If you're curious about that, that's on YouTube somewhere, not under my account, bizarrely enough. But I did it for a couple of different marathons. I think I did it 3 times, 2 times? And I had Pidge on comps for one of them, which was cool. Great things are afoot in Mario RPG randomization, by the way. Pidge finally has finished her gigantic refactor, and things are moving. I had an idea about expanding the ROM, and I might run it past her since I have the free time and possibly the wherewithal to try it. But it would break a lot of stuff, including Lazy Shell, which is already a little bit unhappy with life. Since Pidge has made some drastic alterations to locations of certain things. The thing is, you can expand a ROM from 4 megabytes to 8 megabytes trivially. You just add space, change your header, what have you, and move a couple things around. The problem is... Please don't... Okay. I need to focus for a minute. Oh, hello. This is the end of the level. Oh, for Pete's sake. Try randomly Stronghold. There's not a really good spot. Finding a room in Superstar Saga, there's like 6 question blocks, and a randomizer's like 2 items. Oh, wow. Where was my brain about this? Yeah, but they need to relocate stuff. And I think for the most part, Mario RPG would be pretty easy to expand. Because, and this is weird, it mostly executes out of the high ROM banks. So Mario RPG pretty much runs out of C1, C2, or C0, C1 to C2, C3. And doesn't really think about, or the C, D, and E, whatever. It executes out of a very high area. It's definitely bigger than that. What am I smoking? It's 4 megabytes. It's bigger than that. But basically, it executes out of the high area. So, like, what you could do is basically expand to 6 or 8 megabytes, taking care to make sure to mirror the important interrupts, but basically make those jump to C0, because I suspect they jump to C0 anyway, and just go to town. I think it would work. But it's one of those, like, if I did bring to Pidge the idea that it would work, I want to, like, have some assurance on my side. God dang it! If it spawned anywhere else, I would have been fine. Pyramid finished. Full cleared even, with 0 XP gained. Had to load after killing Commit. Gives 3 XP. 3 per party member, that's too much. that is probably enough Final Fantasy V for the night. But yeah, anyway, I think you could do it. The only issue is you'd be using your kind of low ROM banks for the rest of the stuff. But I think that's fine as long as you're using full 3-byte addresses, and Mario RPG uses a lot of full 3-byte addresses. So we'd get a lot of space back, even if they're low ROM banks, which isn't as ideal. It is a patience issue. I want to be out of here. Like, I hate random spawner things, and therefore my goal is to exit the level as quickly as possible. Which unfortunately is a greed issue from time to time, because sometimes it'll just do something which isn't consistent. Like, I just don't love RNG for this, and I don't need to rehash my dislike of it intently. I just think it's a boorish way to add difficulty to your level. I do not think this is a very interesting mechanic. Like saying we've made a harder boss, and all you've really done is added, like, 100% more HP to it. It's just not an interesting thing to do. I made Wart take 18 hits! Cool, great, thanks. I made Wart take 43 hits! It's just the nature of it. Like, I don't mind when it's my damn fault for messing up, but it's just not fun when I'm like, yeah, that was great, I got all the way to the end, and it spawned right on my face. Hooray, fish up the butt. Oh yeah, Wart sucks. Like, I never am happy to see Wart. Like, I don't love most custom bosses in Mario World, because most of them are bad. I don't mean most of them are bad, like Daizo makes good ones, and there's other people who make really cool, very hard bosses. But just generally, all of the ones you can get off the shelf kind of suck. The new boss isn't amazing. The big old Mario head's kind of silly. Kirby's okay, I guess. Undine, terrible. Simply terrible. Don't use Undine. I haven't had exactly one good Undine fight in my entire time playing Mario. Because usually it's just not a fun thing. It's janky, the blocks explode if you miss. I thought I could clear it. Undine, yeah. Wanted to use them at once. No, the being at the corner is like the end of my run. Which Undine? The one from Secret of Mana. Not one from Undertale. Not one from Monster Rancher. Not one that's referenced in the Blue Oyster Cult song, Workshop of the Telescopes. No, it's the one that's from Secret of Mana. She's a water spirit. Like, the goal of Secret of Mana is to go to all of the 8 elemental shrines and collect all of the weapon orbs to defeat the mana beasts. Or something. It's been a long time. That's a game I also that has mechanics I don't love. Because, like, there's a lot to level up. So every time you end up at a new elemental shrine, you end up getting 3 spells each for both the girl and the sprite. They don't have official names as far as I know. They're literally girl and sprite. And each of those spells can be leveled up, which is annoying. And then each of your weapons can be leveled up. And each of your characters can be leveled up. Like, there's just too many leveling things. I feel similarly about Secret of Evermore. Like, I feel like Secret of Evermore would have been better if all you did was, like, level up your use with a class of weapon as opposed to a specific weapon. And you don't have levels on your alchemy skills. Instead, you just get better alchemy skills. But, like, what's the difference between a level 5 hardball versus a level 2 fireball? Is one better than the other? Is it really worth the effort to train up one versus the other? It's like an unnecessarily fiddly mechanic. There's a few other, like, RPGs where I'm like, I don't even know what they're doing. They just add mechanics they feel like it. Like, the mechanics don't even make sense together. Like, the Neptunia Rebirth stuff, where there's so many, like, you have to do the crafting stuff. Didn't need to be up there. To unlock chunks of the game, and you can easily miss chunks of the game if you fail to get a specific drop at a specific point in time in a dungeon that you only get to go to once, which is incredibly mean. And then, like, the Neptunia game, armor never does anything really interesting. Like, you have armor, but then you also have, like, the hard drive divinity form armor, and the hard drive divinity form armor usually, like, raises your resistance to a specific, like, elemental thing by, like, 3 points. It's completely and utterly superfluous aside from playing dress up. To be fair, some people really enjoy playing dress up. But it's just silly. Those games are silly. I don't know the last time I played one. Actually, probably was when I streamed the Neptunia VTuber thing. They haven't released another game I really want to play. I guess I played the Neptunia shooter sometime more recently than that, probably. I also left that running once, so I have, according to Steam, played a ridiculous amount of it. I literally just left it running and then got on a plane and then didn't notice for like a week. Or like I tried to play it over the stream thing and it did something funny. I forget exactly how it got stuck. I jumped! That thing doesn't work as often as I'd like it to. Because I'm using a Mac, like sometimes it's very convenient to be like, oh yeah, I'll just play this. But usually what ends up happening is I just end up playing it over RDP, and that works too. Was this a 3? I feel like this was a 3. So much to track. What time is it? 2:30, okay. Yeah, this is gonna be the last level, come higher Hellwater. Just getting sick of the bow every few seconds, too. That's getting really annoying. Like a single bow. If it was 2 bows, maybe. What am I doing? I was safe there. Just slow auto scroller. Better than whistling? Yeah, sure, that's true. But I've been here, like, doing this for, like, 30 minutes now. It is not making it any better. I wanted to land on one of them. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take a risk. I decide if it's worth it or not. Because I get a free hit there, and that means if I get a free hit there, he will die immediately when I get to the end. I mean, free hit is probably not the right term to use there. But I could get a hit in there, which does mean that the moment I get to the last part, he will die without having to do more than one. Oh, why did I jump? I am sick of this level. I've seen everything you have to offer level. Okay. Anything else has been cool recently? Oh, not really. Yeah, that was a good one. In fact, you can probably hose yourself there if you... Well, no, the orb probably moves independent of the chuck, so... I got stuck in a pattern I didn't like and I couldn't get out of it. But yeah, I do like the idea of taking a hit on the chuck if I can at that point. Watched Groundhog's Day the other day. You know what? It's still a good movie. Also watched a non-trivial amount of Uncle Buck, which I'd recently seen. Because Amazon thought that's what I wanted to watch next, which is not unreasonable, you know? Yeah, Uncle Buck's is a fun movie. It's about John Candy plays an uncle who's a bit of a lout, and his brother's kids. His brother's wife's father has a heart attack, so they have to go to the city for a few days, like a week, and they need someone to watch him, and they can't get the person they wanted, so they're like, well, we're desperate. So they get Uncle Buck. Is Killing Chuck worth it? The problem is I can't. He has perfect. So the Chuck has a perfect track on me in the exposition, so I can't not kill the Chuck. Does that make sense? Like I have to kill him to get to the orb, unless I do some sort of like weird thing where I clip through him, which will probably get me killed anyway. His brother's father-in-law, yes. So anyway, he has to watch the kids, but he's also like, you know, a guy who does a lot of like gambling and horse betting and stuff. There's a great scene in the middle of the movie where he's angry at a washing machine and he's giving it the business and talking a bit, honestly, what it sounds like dirty. He's like, give it up, you, and stuff like that. And the woman from across the street hears this and ends up hearing it because she's sneaking in because she was going to have lunch with his brother's wife. And the kids, of course, the little kids love him, but the teenage girl doesn't, and she sneaks out to go to a party, and all this other stuff happens. And eventually he used his golf skills to harass the boy who she thought she liked but turned out to be a complete dick. You know, 80s movie stuff. Lots of golf. Like Caddyshack. That's another, like, classic movie in that genre. There we go. Preferred to kill the Chuck early. Well, I don't think killing the Chuck early would have been worth it, but getting one hit in would have been nice. That took way longer than it should have. Let's take a look at that Fruits last tour really quick. I don't think I'm going to beat it, but we'll take a look. Oh, hello. Led here by the promises of fame and fortune. You fell for it too? Well, if there's treasure, we can't let you get to it first. Let's go, bro! Weird huh? I'm facing Wait, that's not Kirby. Oh, this is Kirby? That's Kirby. The wall! Oh, those are death blocks. Those are jumpable. You know what's funny is I'm pretty safe standing right on top of the cannon when he's not on that side of the screen. Because if he's Kirby... Oh, I'm not safe standing. Favorite brothers / failed protagonists? I was like, this just looks like Luigi and Mario to me. I don't know who these guys are. Depending on how many hits this guy takes, this might be very tractable tonight. It's like, Kirby boss is not a terribly difficult boss. He's very much defined, much like the Boo. How did the cannon guy kill me? I don't know. I assume that the bullet clipped into me somehow. I might go back to try it again just to see if I can stand there, but coming in small has its... Never mind. A few have references to past works of yours, the Miku one. I do remember the Miku one. That was cute. I had fun dodging the Miku. Where's I going with that? Anyway, Uncle Buck is good. Watch Uncle Buck. Ah! But wait, there's more! Rest well, brother. All because of dumb pipe. I'll get my revenge! But first, I must avenge you, bro. Oh boy. I didn't see this. That's Fry Guy. Alright, how do I fight Fry Guy? Mushroom! Well, so I can pick up the gun. Can I grab that? Okay, so I have an egg. There's a Birdo off screen. Okay. I love how close you have to get to the Anon block to... Okay, I want to see... Ooh! He's an unhappy critter, ain't he? I got pincered. Oh, come on! Yeah, I was wondering why that was a 4-starer. Now I know. This is a very fast Fry Guy. Okay. No, I thought I could jump over. No, I cannot grab that lemon there. I don't know if he's the fastest Fry Guy. Backwards Mario World has a really fast Fry Guy. For a boss you don't like, you've used them 3 times? Oh my. Dang it. Yeah, he takes more than 3 hits. Oddly enough, it was getting easier with the more hits I got on him. Alright, I need to grab a little bit to the right of that. Okay. That's free if I grab it there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, Missed the lemon. Winner gets 11. You can still have, that's what I did in backwards Mario World. I realized that was the only way to win. Oh. What am I doing? I can just stand here. I don't need to do anything for the first cycle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I need to remember to pick it up on the first side screen. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Yeah. Got my lemon back. Lemon. Okay, well that didn't help. At least I get to keep the lemon. Oh, I didn't. Now lemon dead. That almost worked. Nope. I just knew it was too good to be true after that Kirby fight. Oh, right. I forgot what I was doing. Of course, his loop was lower this time. Like the idea of a duo fight. Kind of glad you got to do it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I would say the hardest boss, one of the hardest bosses I fought, period, was the combo boss, Skinny and Fatty, Smurgle and whatever his name was. Alright, I wanted to see if there was a second one in Dark Souls. Because it was just one of those, like, you had to keep your eye on what both of them were doing constantly. What's up, Zappa Slave? How you doing? It's Airport from Gundam Wing. Oh, I learned. SMW is this hot game. It is. How you doing, Godwurst? I've been meaning to return to Subcon. Which may possibly involve returning it to Glitchcat. As if it was a blockbuster rental. He's so fast. Souls has a lot to do with. I've never played anything other than the Dark Souls 1 remastered, so I have no idea. I didn't even get the block. That hurts. 3 is your favorite? I've heard a lot of people say 3. I've heard a lot of people say 2 isn't their favorite. That's more or less the thing I remember from it. I need to not run into the egg! Oh, is there any multiplayer mod that lets other people be the bosses? That'd be pretty cool. What a thing to wake up to, yeah. I had the mushroom right before release. Don't think you've ever done a fight with it. I mean, I'm certainly going to use it because it's here. Like, he is so fast. And he's on the trajectory that it's basically impossible for me to guess. That's not good. Like, basically, my options here are memorize exactly what he's going to do. Which sucks. Does he oh, I need to remember not to jump there. Ah. Yeah, for Diagonal Mario World, what I did was I exploited the fact there was like a small overhang that you could basically hang out in. Do not jump, do not jump. was facing the wrong way somehow. Actually, you know what? That might not be the hardest boss I've ever fought in a video game. When I played Everhood, I got stuck on a... I had it pulling down while that was happening would help. I got stuck on a specific boss, Frog, for like 6 hours. 4 hours? It was a long time. That boss was something. That game was something. I still should get around to playing Everhood 2 and the new Delta runes. That was dumb. It was also dumb. Not today, mind. What am I doing? Lemon. It hurts whenever I grab a lemon and don't actually hit him. Never fought. As long as you've been stuck on something as Hollow Knight. Never beat that game, but you got to the final boss. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've never played any Hollow Knight. I got Silk Song for Christmas, and I should play it. I haven't played the first one, so I don't know if I would be missing out on a lot by not playing the first one. Oh, for Pete's sake. It looks fun, but difficult. Don't jump. Okay, I need to make sure just to go right when that happens. No, I didn't. What? Oh god. I wasn't ready for this. No one expects success. Oh, I almost landed on one of those tiny little poops. Beat Hollow Knight. It's fun as... Yeah, it's fun AF. I'd believe it. Oh. Wonder who Fruit was. Alright, good thing I saved. Alright, so this would be the level to play next time. So what's down this pipe? We'll look at what's in the pipe first. Oh, takes me over there. I've been over there before. Alright, I think we're actually doing pretty well here. Like, there's 7 exits in the final city. Then we have this one. I'm counting. 2. I don't even looked at that level yet. We beat that one. So there's 3 on this map. Period. I think there's 3 on the upper map. And then there's 1 on the lower map. So like 7 more, 92, 14. Yeah, that adds up. So there's 7 more on the overworld. So we're doing pretty well, I think. It's just what's left is going to be pretty hard. We have the rolling one. This isn't actually helpful for demonstrating that, but we did the whole forest. We did everything else, the other 2 sub-maps. So I think like we're good in terms of making progress. This is probably going to take 1 or 2 more streams, I would hope. Knock on wood, all that jazz. But we will see. Yeah, this is still very fun. I've been enjoying this hack, even with the occasional RNG grumbling that it pulls out a fun trick out of its hat and then brings me back. It's got a cat in the hat, but not the cat in the hat, because the cat in the hat's kind of a dick. Yeah, big progress. Big progress today. I'm happy. There's still a lot of hard levels to do. I'm pretty much out of easy levels, I think, because I can enumerate all of the ones, and all of the other levels are in the city world, which I'd probably just do last, because it just makes sense thematically.